At Parrish, we've got you covered. From the top of your roof, all the way down. Parrish Construction and Roofing. Parrish Built. Parrish Built. Parrish Built. From your hometown. ParrishBuilt.com.
You want a dry and cozy car, but your windshield leaks water and makes your car wet and smelly. That's why you need Advanced Windshield, the problem solvers in auto glass repair. We use quality parts and tools to ensure a perfect seal every time. Visit us at advancedwindshield.com.
Insurance companies have teams of professionals to fight your claim. If you want to know what your case is really worth, I'm Spencer Callahan. I'd like to help.
Spencer Callahan is the one to see. Call 387-2323.
LA filing number 16-7970.
WNXX, Jackson, KNXX, Donaldsonville, and WDGL HD2 Baton Rouge. This hour brought to you by Spencer Callahan Injury Lawyers, LA 21-12681. Offices in Baton Rouge.
Good morning. It's 7 a.m. here on Wednesday, July 24th. Today in Baton Rouge, just like every other day, you could expect rain with a high of 84. In hour one of today's show, we'll preview the official start of New Orleans Saints training camp that kicks off a little bit later this morning. In hour number two, do we have some flestering on the dock? It's on the schedule. We'll see if Matt Flynn actually shows up for today's show. You can follow us on Twitter or Instagram at OTB_ESPN and watch us on YouTube at the 1045 ESPN channel. Hour number one of Off the Bench, live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studios, starts now.
Let we go! All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah!
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Hey, P, they said I got to come off the bench.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Yo.
Yo, what's going on, y'all? Welcome in. Wednesday's OTB underway. YouTube.com/1045 ESPN. If you want to watch, hang out with us in the chat, or if you're just on your way to work, summer day, vacay, whatever the case may be, I hope you're having a great day wherever you are. T-Bob, Alondra, Taylor, Jake with you today. Matt Flynn will be here later today. Looking forward to that. That's going to be a ton of fun. Saints reporting for training camp as Alvin Kamara showed up. We're going to do all of the storylines, both DA and Mickey Loomis meeting with the media yesterday. The Bayou Splash about to go down in Baton Rouge tomorrow. A lot of LSU's main recruits on the docket to come to town this Thursday and Friday. And, we got Tay-Tay's NFL story of the day. We got a lot going on. CeeDee Lamb not at camp. Taylor, sorry to start your morning off in a bad way. Joe Burrow's new hair. Tommy White's new hair. We'll get to it all. This and more over the next 3 hours. It's going to be a fun show. Alondra, what's going on? How are we feeling today?
I'm feeling great.
Yeah?
I love Joe Burrow's new hair.
Yeah, it's
and
awesome.
I know that you're not a fan of Tommy White's, but I like it. I know the flow was great, but I like his cut. But I love Joe Burrow's hair.
Could Tommy White have cut his hair into anything that you would sit here and say you didn't like?
Yeah, like I don't think I'd like a buzz cut on Tommy.
Okay. But you like it on Joe? Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Well,
I don't know that I believe that. But we'll get into photographic evidence and pictures later on, breaking down T. White's new look. Look, partially we'll get into it. Taylor, what's up, dude? How you feeling?
The one thing me and Alondra have in common this morning, I am also feeling good. I hate Joe Burrow's hair. I think he looks like if Eminem and Sid from Toy Story had some sort of offspring. Mm-hmm. It's just a little off for me. I'm not a fan of it.
Jake, what's up? Where do you land on Hairgate 2024?
Let's see. Let's start with Joe Burrow. I think he can pull it off. I cannot pull off a buzz cut that I bleached. I think he actually looks like he can pull it off. As far as Tommy, I like my Tommy Tanks with a mullet.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Look, Burrow. I mean, I don't know. He looks like Cody Rhodes to me. I thought it was a picture of Cody Rhodes when I first saw it. Old Joey Rhodes himself. But look, yeah, the big news for today, Saints reporting to Irvine, California, camp about to open up. They had their conditioning test yesterday, practice opening up today. And that means that Dennis Allen and Mickey Loomis met with the media. Now, unfortunately, not going to be any fan presence at these camps. Mickey Loomis citing the reasons why, basically just saying logistics, but really just saying, like, look, we were out of town and we didn't really feel like dealing with it all, so we just said, whatever, we'll just keep it tight. I want to talk a bit later about camp in the heat versus California, maybe what you're looking for. But first, let's get into some of this sound. One of the big signings of the offseason for your New Orleans Saints was obviously Chase Young. This is a potential double-digit sack guy. It felt a little too good to be true when it happened, and, well, you quickly find out why. Chase Young had neck surgery, so has been out during all of OTAs, mini camp. But here is Dennis Allen updating you on Chase Young's status for training camp.
Chase Young will participate in some form of practice tomorrow. We have three players, Tano, Nephi, and Juwan Johnson. Those three players will not be practicing tomorrow. Everybody else on the roster will be practicing in some form or fashion. Some may be a little bit more limited based on coming off injuries and things like that, but everybody else is going to be practicing tomorrow.
Okay, so there you go. Pretty good news. The hope is that Chase Young's going to be ready for camp already. Sounds like he will be available in some form or fashion. Chris Olave, who was also recently put on the PUP list for some non-football injury, back tightness, also expected to be a bit limited today, but practicing. So from a pure health perspective, not the worst way to enter camp. I mean, yes, Juwan Johnson not going to be available basically the whole time. We'll see what happens with Tano Passanio, but nothing major yet here at the onset of camp. Probably the biggest storyline from yesterday was Alvin Kamara. Remember, Alvin Kamara left the last day of minicamp because of a contract dispute. Yesterday, he showed up to Saints camp. He did not meet with the media, did not say anything. He did post a picture on Instagram, and it was him and Marshawn Lynch. Those of us who remember the Marshawn Lynch Super Bowl Media Day can infer that Alvin Kamara is basically saying, look, I'm just here so I won't get fined. Here's what Dennis Allen had to say on Kamara.
I expect Alvin to be out. He was out here today. He ran the conditioning test. Every indication that we've gotten is that he's going to be out here practicing tomorrow, and so that's what we expect. We're looking forward to working with him. I think having him out here and having him practice and having him work, I think that's beneficial for all of us. I mean, obviously with a new system and new offense, I think that's important. And yet, I think we all understand there's a business aspect to the game of football, and so. But every indication that we've gotten is that he'll be out here practicing tomorrow.
Speaking of the new system, here's Dennis Allen on whether or not this new offensive scheme fits his skill set better.
Well, look, obviously he was there for the first couple of days of minicamp, and there was a few plays in there where you really saw how, this offense, this scheme can benefit him, and in turn benefit us. And so, I'm excited to see what that looks like.
Jake, what do you think, man? Alvin Kamara contract dispute, showing up to camp, kind of reading the relationship outside looking in, the scheme. What do you make of Alvin Kamara and his current relationship with the New Orleans Saints?
I think if he's at camp, that's a great sign. You don't just show up to camp if you're not ready to play. He goes to the conditioning test. That's another positive sign. Can he be disgruntled? Yeah, absolutely. But, I mean, you played with guys, I played with guys that they weren't happy, but they were going to go out there and take care of business and do their job. Alvin Kamara's never shown us like somebody that's going to go out there and half-ass it. Like he is a guy that is going to go full steam ahead. Yeah, again, he might not be happy. He might want a better contract, but I also think that a guy like Alvin Kamara is like, you know what? This offense is going to be so much better for me Now, my relationship with the Saints after this season, it might not be great, but my value is going to be great after a season with this new offense. And so, again, it might not all be sunshine and rainbows, but him being there, him doing the conditioning test, he's not holding out. He's not going to, like, nobody goes and does the conditioning test, right? If they're going to hold out, like, that would be a first for me. So it sounds like he's going to be out there. Again, he might not be the happiest that he's ever been, but I think he realizes there's an opportunity for him to increase his value because the offense is going to be centered around him in a much better way than Pete Carmichael's was.
That's a very insightful point there, Jake. It's a bit of a catch-22 for Alvin, where he may want to hold out for more money, but the actual more money, the resuscitation of his career, could come through him maximizing what he can do in this system with this offense. Again, we arrive already 9 minutes into the show, into your daily Clint Kubiak, please save everything when it comes to the New Orleans Saints take. Here is, of course, though, look, for as much as we talk about AK and Derek Carr and everybody else, the biggest limiting factor on this team, we all know it. It's not hard to see. It's like really, actually, some of the most basic kind of roster breakdowns I've ever seen since covering the Saints or the NFL or just football in general. This team will go as far as the offensive line goes. It could be the poison pill that sinks everything, ends not just the Dennis Allen era, but really the whole last kind of 20 years of Saints football. Or if they perform above expectation, that could be the thing that propels you into maybe being a playoff team, even winning the NFC South. Here's what Dennis Allen had to say on his offensive line.
Obviously we've got a couple of incumbent guys in Eric McCoy and Cesar Ruiz, and then I think after that, there's a lot of jobs that are up for grabs. And look, here's the great thing: you go out here and you practice, and you come out and you compete day in and day out, and eventually the cream rises to the top. And so, but I don't think we're at that position right now where we can say these are the 5 that are going to go out there on day one. But I think that'll sort itself out over the course of the next month and a half.
I mean, if it's not going to be Taliesin Fuanga and I'm saying Ryan Ramczyk, not Trevor Penny, and then who is it going to be? Or Saldivari at left guard. I mean, that feels like you just don't commit because it's the beginning of camp. I have to imagine that's going to be that line. I still think it's a bit funny that you're switching Penning and Fuanga, but on this level. Here's to hoping that over the next couple of weeks we get more and more positive reports about that offensive line gelling together.
Yeah, if we don't like the unit that we think it's going to be, you ain't fooling us to, make us believe it's going to be this crazy battle. There's just not a lot of people that can go into that battle in Saints camp. There's just not. I mean, you're already thin at the position, so I think we all assume that it's going to be the 5 that we've kind of laid out, and I would be surprised if it's not the 5. And you're right, like you have a left tackle going to right tackle, a right tackle going to left tackle. Well, it's because the left tackle, Trevor Penning, was so bad in his first couple of seasons, and so they're going to try everything they can to get the most value out of him. I mean, they selected him, as we all know, in the first round, used a first-round pick on him, so look, you've got talent. You've got guys that we thought at one time could be really good NFL players. And again, like you said, 9 minutes into the show, save us, please. Yep. We need some help.
There we go. Ryan Ramczyk, I had him on the mind because his situation was finally addressed publicly, where we all know he will not play this season. But is there hope that Ramczyk could be in a Saints uniform perhaps in the future?
I think the initial response after the surgery, we felt pretty good about that, because I think I talked to you guys at the combine, and I was feeling pretty good about that. And then, probably a couple weeks after that, it just didn't take the turn that we were hoping that it would. And so, and then I think from that point on, it was just like let's give it time, let's see what happens, and it just didn't respond in a way that he or we would want it to.
And so he would go on to say that Ryan Ramczyk's long-term future is still wide open. They don't want to, they don't want to speak in any absolutes here, and that if something were to happen and, after this year he were to get healthy again, maybe after a year off, that they would absolutely be open to him returning. But again, I just can't fathom how likely that feels when it looks outside looking in like his body has completely betrayed him here. So you've likely seen Ryan Ramczyk. And really, if you had a healthy Ryan Ramczyk, the entire outlook of this team would feel different, because then all of a sudden you have Fuanga and Penning competing for a spot. You have a stalwart, multi-time All-Pro there. One bookend, the position group that's going to decide this team more than any other would feel infinitely stronger, but alas, you don't. So no use in crying over spoiled knees. All right, when we get back, let's get to a little bit of Mickey Loomis sound and continue to break down Saints camp, maybe what positions outside of offensive line you're most interested in. Keep it locked right here on Off the Bench.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
All-Star Toyota Baton Rouge, All-Star Toyota of BatonRouge.com is the website. They're located right there off of Airline and Goodwood. And remember, if you need a body shop, if you need to get your car serviced, All-Star Toyota Service Center is there for you. And it's all makes and models. Doesn't have to be All-Star, doesn't have to be Toyota. All makes and models are welcome. You get free professional estimates. I love the lines of communication throughout the process where you can choose text or calling, but they text or call you. They let you know, hey, here's what we found. What do you want to do? You make all the final decisions. The responses are instantaneous, but not automatic, right? These are not robots. You're talking to actual people. They got factory parts right there inside. They got a shuttle service that can drop you off, pick you back up. They got rental cars with cheaper per day rental prices than traditional rental companies there as well. It's obvious as to why they are your answer for not just buying cars, but also servicing. All-Star Toyota of Baton Rouge.
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Farming is a way of life for us. It's not something we get up in the morning and dread going do. It's just something we go to bed at night looking forward to getting up to go do. John Deere equipment is what we as farmers strive to have. It's in your blood, it's in your veins. It's just a part of who you are. Green is what we want to be in. The other tractors were acquired to patch it up to get to where you want to be. Where we want to be is in John Deere. Flip the switch and learn more about what it means to be powered by sunshine at sunequip.com.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Breck teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered. Gold. Brack, your #1 park system in the nation.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you.
It's on Joe Me for a Wednesday edition of the Hunt Palmer Show. The Saints are on the practice field in Irvine. We're talking about it. And it's a What If Wednesday. Your questions are welcome. Hunt Palmer Show, 1 to 3 weekdays, 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Welcome back, OTB. Okay, so Chad is not happy with opening the show with Dennis Allen. And you know what? To be honest, guys, I kind of get it. Chad saying that Dennis Allen makes him flaccid, that they just, nobody can get up any energy for the Saints team right now. Hold the Mayo bringing up the fact that Mickey Loomis is talking about how young this team is. Do we have that clip, by the way? Because I would like to play that if we can find that, because that's an objectively absurd take, given I think the Saints have like the oldest roster maybe in the NFL. Yeah, I don't know. Okay, so it's funny, right? Like, you want to talk about the Saints football. You want to talk about the potential maybe of a brand new system being run for the first time in 7,000 days or whatever it is, near 7,000. You want to speak on maybe like Rashid Shaheed trying to take a big step forward as wide receiver too, and how long can these great vets like Demario Davis fight Father Time and remain very good? But unfortunately, like, we have live indicators of interest, right? We have like live feedback in form of viewers, comments, everything else. And right now it sucks, man. The Saints just don't do anything for anybody. They don't even induce rage anymore, which is the problem. They just seem to have fallen into complete apathy when it comes to the fans. And I don't know how you get out of that. I guess the only way to get out of it is actual football, right? Like, Jake, do you think there's anything that could be done over the next month to kind of rouse Saints fans to give a damn right now? Like, if you're listening to the show, in theory, you should be the one that still care. And yet you are the ones who seem to care the least.
So, no, there's nothing that can be done from now until the first game of the regular season. There's just not. Saints fans, and I would throw ourselves into this conversation in this group, they don't believe in Dennis Allen. And so until DA can go out there and put a product on the field that Saints fans believe in, you're not going to get a lot of people clamoring for Dennis Allen's sound, certainly to open a show or to end the show or the middle portion of a show. Like, it doesn't matter. So no, there's nothing he can do. I mean, I think ESPN.com put out like future power rankings, and the Saints were 31st in that, because like no one believes that this franchise right now is going in a direction that is going to be striving to be great in the future, right? They feel like they are striving to be in the middle of the pack in the future. And again, they picked them to be 31st in the NFL. So it's not a great direction right now. You've got some really good players, but those players, as you mentioned, they're a little bit older. You've got some new there, but nobody knows how that new is going to turn out. So until you go out there and start winning some games, probably going to have a lot of the same feedback.
Egato says Mickey's an old soggy salad that was good at one time, but it's just molding now. Daniel says he just had twin girls. Congrats again, Daniel. He says, I don't know if it's a DA talk. In fact, I was changing her diaper, but one of my little girls is very unhappy right now. I mean, look, should I we have Mickey Loomis sound. It's supposed to be good stuff. That's like, I came up in radio where you're supposed to play this and you're supposed to break it down. I don't know what else to. Here's Mickey Loomis and Alvin Kamara. Let's give it a couple swings here.
Yeah, look, he's here. It's I haven't had a conversation with him today, but he's here. I appreciate that he's here. And look, I think one thing that you have to understand, or we have to understand, is that I'm going to be conservative here. I'd say 50% of our organization, players, coaches, administrators, scouts feel like they're underpaid, right? And believe they deserve and want more money. And, you know, how each of us respond to that and act accordingly. You know, listen, that's a personal issue. And so I appreciate that he's here. I think, you know, those are questions that you have to ask him how he's feeling. But I appreciate that he's here, and he's in great shape like he always is. And looking, you know, for a good season. But more importantly, I think for him is, you know, he wants to win. So just like the rest of us.
All right. Was it a strike or a ball for Mickey? What do we got?
That's a strike for me.
It's a strike for you?
Wait,
Yeah. So no interest in the fact that one of the underlying themes does seem to be that Alvin Kamara is in great shape still?
No, I mean, he's a professional athlete. I assumed he was in good shape coming to camp.
A pretty fair point.
Yeah.
They
No
they
gum.
both had something to say about how fit he looked.
Yeah,
They're like,
no.
he's in
Everybody's
great
been,
shape.
and to be fair, it's even what the report has been saying from minicamp and everything.
Yeah.
But kind of Taylor's point, that has been the consistent. Alvin Kamara's conditioning and body, he's never been one of the players where that's ever been the issue. I thought it was a little insightful or pretty true that basically everybody in the world feels underpaid.
I did like how he was like, look, guys, we're the Saints. We've underpaid everyone in our organization.
No,
not
he
just
didn't
Kamara.
say
No,
that.
I
He
know,
said everyone feels underpaid,
Kinda
and
what it
that's
felt
true.
like. Yeah.
Everyone feels underpaid. Like, I want everybody to look in the mirror right now and ask yourself if you feel underpaid. I did it for like a couple years. That was great. And then I, you know, the other stuff like went out the window here recently. It's like, yeah, now everybody does at one point or another.
I will say, as someone who like cuts these sound bites and listens to the entirety of the press conference, I feel like Dennis Allen never really has anything of substance to say.
No,
Like,
it is
and
very
he just talks
vapid.
in circles, and it's like, look, listen, and he doesn't really actually ever answer questions. I don't feel like.
Okay. Well, let's do this then. Clint Kubiak is our Lord and Savior. That is who we are putting all of our hopes into. In fact, you know how they have the candles we've always seen. What are like the Catholic candles that people buy and burn, right? We need some Kubiak candles, okay? Because that's the only way this season is going to work out.
I bet they sell those in New Orleans already.
They probably already do. You know, they probably maybe. Does you think Kubiak has enough does he have enough public profile at this point to make it into gas stations and smoke shops? I'm not quite sure yet. But here is Mickey Loomis on Clint Kubiak.
Yeah, he's
0-1
very
count.
impressive. He's you know, super smart, innovative. I think he has a real confident demeanor about him. He's quiet, but he has a confident demeanor, knows what he's trying to get accomplished, and yet I think he's also there's an open-mindedness to him that if something, you know, if he has a round hole in a square peg, he's going to figure out a way to make that work. And so I've been impressed. I've been impressed with a number of the new guys that we have.
Ball or strike?
I'm actually going to say ball. He stumbled a little bit, but I mean, he talked about Kubiak's confidence, his ability to adapt. I mean, it was positive.
See, that's interesting because I almost feel more of an 0-2 count there because, I mean, give me something I didn't know or that you couldn't just say about any human being.
They're not going to do that.
That you have pleasant interactions with. Just give me anything. You can, though. You can be engaging in these things and not revealing trade secrets. All right, so we're on an 0-2 count.
Yeah.
Oh God, there's no way the Loomis on Ramczyk's gonna save this. DBJ West says T-Bob, the biggest Saints apologist. Look, I'm a natural optimist. Okay. Here at Guarantee, the higher-ups have gotten real into Enneagrams, and they assign you a number, and it's some personality kind of themes, and it's got to be very attractive to leadership, like any of these systems are, which I definitely understand. If you're at the head of an organization, and you have a lot of people that have to work together below you, maybe you lead a team, maybe you lead the entire business, I would understand how much value you would feel in being able to place people into kind of relative, I don't want to say boxes, but relative kind of subsets of, okay, well, this is kind of how this person motivated, this person motivated, and whatever. Where I'm going with this is the number that I've been assigned just says that I'm a natural optimist, right? That I try to basically change reality around me to stay positive. So yes, if I feel like a Saints apologist at times, it's just my natural inclinations, and I kind of wait for the football to prove me wrong. But like we talked about with Nick yesterday, there are numbers to say that it's like, it's weird. The Saints are more boring than they are bad, which in some ways may be damning, right? They are so firmly mediocre as to almost be more frustrating than the Bears in some ways. But the thing about mediocre is it's still a much better base upon which to build than are the Bears. Scott Dice says it took 30 minutes to lose all hope. No, guys, no. Make defense great again. Says I've never had less faith in the Saints than I do right now, and it's disappointing. Again, I can't help but some of this emotion is a bit overdone. Shabbat says the DA Saints are giving me 95, 96 Mora era vibes to me. All right. Let's give me the best Loomis sound you got. It's an 0-2 count. Let's see if Mick can foul one off, maybe find his way to first. Hit me, Alondra.
All right, this is on Chase Young.
Okay.
It's been very positive, and I've been impressed with how hard he's worked to get his rehab done, how his attitude about being on this team and having a chip on his shoulder. You know, I feel like, look, here's a player that feels like he has something to prove, and oftentimes when you're that high a draft pick, that's hard to recapture, and I feel like that's where he's at. And look, again, we're just starting training camp, so we'll get to evaluate. We'll get to evaluate him as a player and where he's at, and we're going to be cautious about. We're not going to rush him out there. We're going to be cautious about how we practice him and get him to the point where he's playing. But we've got a lot of time to do that.
I like it. I think that's a single.
Off.
I think that might even be an infield single, dude. He may have gotten a base hit. I love hearing, and I actually take that at face value. That didn't sound. Sometimes you could tell when a guy's talking about his work ethic, blah blah. You could tell that just very run of the mill, kind of like the previous answers, right? I actually feel like he's being honest there in terms of how Young has approached this entire situation. All in. And it's because the motivations are clear to see outside looking in. Everything you said about Young being a high draft pick, running into these injury problems, not getting what he feels that he deserves. Again, everybody feels like they're underpaid, and Chase Young, someone who has had really good NFL seasons, like all of that checks out in my mind. He also gives you a little bit of insight into how the Saints are going to approach the situation, which I also agree with, right? Like, okay, you love how he's progressing, you love how he's doing, but there's still no need to get overly risky with it. Right? If you believe in his buy-in, if you believe in the work that he's putting in, the work ethic, the rehab, everything else, well, then let's make sure that all that is allowed to come to fruition over a 17-game season by ramping him up here in a responsible way. Jake, what do you think? Hit or no hit?
I mean, sure. His delivery is just so bad in some of these answers. It's like, wait a minute. Like, you're supposed to be able to command a crowd as the general manager of a team, but it's like, let's see. It's like, no, I don't know. I'm waiting to see, but you keep telling me to hold up. Wait a minute. I don't know, man. It's just a lot of nothing answers for me. A lot of just fluff.
Okay, so Golf South and Chris in the chat are accusing me of, they're saying he's a natural optimist except when it comes to LSU. First off, what have I said about LSU that's not very bullish, right? I have them, I keep saying that I kind of think they're a 10-2 team, but I'm just naturally dinging my own optimism to 9-3. Why? Because I've literally done this dance so many years before where I overshoot my expectations on LSU. So eventually you have to have some sort of natural grading mechanism to keep yourself in check. I think y'all are a bit out of pocket on that one. But coming up next, let's shift. We can get away from the Saints a little bit. Camp does open up today, but I get it. Let's go ahead and dive into some college football. You had ACC media days, you had Big Ten media days, you had a giant duck floating in a river in Indiana between two bridges that I don't understand where it was going to go. We'll get all this and more coming up next on OTB.
Off the bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Go to Tommy's Windows, Doors, and Siding. GEAUXTommies.com is the website. If you need windows, you need wood or vinyl windows, any type of window, right? You need hardy plank or vinyl siding. You want any type of door, you want to go to Tommy's. And look, Tommy himself, old member of the Golden Band from Tigerland. And you'd be like, why are you bringing that up, T-Bob? Well, I think it's cool. I love the Golden Band. But more importantly, how do you become successful as a musician, right? You're a perfectionist. You work your ass off at a craft that is incredibly hard. And you become the best at it, and then you get a scholarship to be in the Golden Band. Like, he has brought all of that same work ethic, that perfectionism, that getting the job done correctly. He has brought all of that to Tommy's. And he's got 27 years of experience in this game. 20 years working for somebody else. 7 years ago, he starts his own business. And now 7 years in a row, he's taking home the Angie Service Award because they are the best. Make them one of the bids on your next project. GEAUXTommies.com.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
At Relief Windows, we're more than windows. We're windows, doors, hardy plank, and vinyl siding. But our #1 product is always customer satisfaction. Visit us online at reliefwindows.com. Oh, by the way, we do shutters too.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs. Even in the case of an after-hours emergency, the light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. For years, you've heard me tell you about Insurance Network of Louisiana, helping you find better coverage for less money. But it's not just for your home and auto. They also offer commercial property. So, retail stores, professional offices like doctors, dentists, attorneys, clothing boutiques. Insurance Network of Louisiana can find you better coverage for less money. They service the entire state of Louisiana, and they're local. So call today at 293-0450 or lainsurance.net.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers, family, and friends for 50 years of success.
And looking forward to 50 more.
Farming is a way of life for us. It's not something we get up in the morning and dread going do. It's just something we go to bed at night looking forward to getting up to go do. John Deere equipment is what we...
Moscona inviting you to join us for Wednesday's Hump Day AFR, presented by Pluckers. Saints Open Training Camp. We'll have a camp report with Ross Jackson from Irvine, and LSU outfielder Ashton Larson joins the show, 3 to 6, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
You can get a
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
What's happening, y'all? Welcome back to OTB. So ACC and Big Ten Media Day has been going down recently on the college football landscape. Of course, we just got back from SEC Media Days. Quiz, Taylor, how many teams are in the Big Ten?
Is it 18 now?
Oh, good job. Okay, yeah. I, funnily enough, was kind of shocked when I remembered that we're now up to 18 teams. There's actually nothing more wonderfully representative of the current state of college football, where they have one leg in the past and what it's always been and one leg firmly planted in this professionalized future and what it's becoming, than the fact that the Big Ten has 18 teams, the Pac-12 has 2, and the Big 12 has 16. It's just, that's deeply stupid and funny to me. Also deeply stupid and funny, to celebrate Big Ten Media Day, the Oregon Ducks decided to float a massive duck in the White River right outside of Media Day. So, okay, this picture changes my mind on this a little bit. The other picture I saw, it looked as if it was free floating, and I couldn't understand it because, well, there's 2 bridges on either side of it. Rivers flow one direction. Just going to run into the bridge and never be able to move again. So this is obviously anchored down then here, right? Correct?
It looks like it because it's on the little platform, right?
A lot of people have made jokes about the penguin coming to steal Big Ten Media Day. That's a great picture right there. If you're not watching online, it's the duck just creepily head bobbing over the bridge, staring into your soul. But here's the question on Oregon, Jake. Are they the overall number 1 darlings of the offseason of anybody in the entire country? Because to me, it feels like nobody has gotten more love. Nobody has more belief. Nobody's taken a bigger jump. The love that they have gotten is equivalent to this massively oversized floating ducky here.
Ooh, it's a fair question, and I think there'd be some teams that you could put in the same category as them. They're certainly in whatever the top category is, they're firmly in it. I would throw maybe Ole Miss into that same category of love that they've gotten in the offseason, and to some extent, at least I'm just basing it off campus discussions we've had. Utah has got a ton. When we talk Big 12, Utah's gotten some, but nationally, probably Oregon 1, Ole Miss 2.
And again, it's not hard to see why they should. What do you think, man? So Ryan Day taking the podium yesterday. Who do you have as the favorite in the Big Ten? Are you still on Ohio State, or are you on Oregon?
1A Ohio State, 1B Oregon. I think Oregon's going to firmly be in the playoff. I think they have every opportunity to win the Big Ten. If they won it, wouldn't be shocked. I'm giving Ohio State a slight edge just because, they do know the conference. They know the travel within the conference. We don't know how the travel is going to affect Oregon just yet. It is going to be more of a professional model of travel. It's not going to be your typical college football travel. So, that plays into it. Oregon does get Ohio State at home, which is a very big deal. Oregon's got as many Jimmys and Joes as anybody in the country. So there's things pointing in their direction, but still, just because of being familiar with the Big Ten, I'm going to go Ohio State, just a very slight lead.
Okay, let's say Ryan Day goes 11-1 and loses to Michigan. Should he be fired? Because that was all the conversations yesterday. And you had Feinbaum, which, by the way, Feinbaum's been on fire lately, talking about how Lincoln Riley needs to be fired, replaced with Prime. Then yesterday, even though he didn't make any sense,
Lane Kiffin put him out with a fire extinguisher. Yes.
Yeah, I know. Did we play that? I can't remember if we played that on OTB or not last week. We played it on Snaps when I was just gathering a bunch of my favorite clips to react to on one of the episodes from Dallas. But yeah, we should play that here. We've never played it before because Lane Kiffin very clearly getting some things off of his chest when it comes to Paul Feinbaum. But yeah, the craziest. So here's a little thought experiment though. So Ryan Day, and it's such a outlier situation. You'll never see anything like this again. He is 40-0 against other Big Ten opponents. 40-0. He's 1-3 against Michigan with 3 losses in a row. If Kalen DeBoer was to have this exact same situation, but lose to Auburn 4 times in a row. No championships mixed in, like Ryan Day. Playoffs, yes. All the other wins, yes. Does Kalen DeBoer get fired at Alabama?
I mean, I don't think so. Like, yes, you want to beat your rivals, but if you have the record that we're talking about, you're in the conversation, you're in the tournament every single time now. And even in one of those years where Ryan Day lost to Michigan, they were so close to winning a national championship.
Yeah.
I mean, we've talked about it so often, T. If that kick goes in, they beat the hell out of TCU in LA and they win a national championship. Like, it's not like Ohio State over the last 25 years has 100 championships, right? They've got 2. It's a great program, but they've got 2 in the last, 20 something years, right? They early 2000s and then one, what was it, 2015? Something around there where they got it done. Like, yeah, they're a good program. They're a great program. And Ryan Day's had them in that conversation. He's had them in the college football playoff. They have been in the tournament. And so, yeah, you've got a Michigan problem right now, but you still are playing for it all, even when you lose to Michigan. So you want to beat your rivals. I understand that, but be careful what you wish for, because Ryan Day has still won a lot of football games. He's still recruiting at an incredibly high level, and he's also done really well in the portal. There hasn't been wholesale changes, but they've gotten like 7-8 players in the portal this window that are going to be game changers, you would think, for the Buckeyes. And so, sure, you can be upset that he loses to Michigan, but just be careful, because, look, any LSU fan, if I told you that you were going to go 40-0 in the SEC, but you're going to be 1-3 against Alabama or A&M or, hell, any team, would you take it?
Yeah, you take it.
Absolutely, you take 41-3.
You would take it. But great consistent success can be your greatest accomplishment, but also become your greatest burden. I call it the Marvin Lewis problem, right? Where all of a sudden the Bengals go to the playoffs 7 times in a row, which is unreal given how horrible they were when we were growing up. But then that's the thing that ends up killing him because you couldn't get past that. We'll see with Ryan Day. All right, closing hour 1, and then Flestry coming up hour 2 here on OTB.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Go to centralplumbing.org, 925-8552. Centralplumbing.org, 925-8552. Look, man, you need any... I just saw... no, I'm sorry. There's a... I'll just be honest. There's a breast pump commercial. And I haven't seen one of those in a minute now. And I got distracted. If you have problems with your pumps, water pumps, Central Plumbing is your answer. 925-8552. Centralplumbing.org is the website. 50 years of experience, licensed, bonded, and insured, flat rate pricing, excellent warranty once the work is done. The bottom line is they've seen it all. They can fix it all, okay? You got an old house with character, great. They got your back, okay? You got a new house, something breaks, that sucks. That ain't on Central Plumbing, but they'll get it right. 24/7 emergency service. Go to centralplumbing.org today.
Get the 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge app powered by Bayou Ford and tap the microphone icon to send us your thoughts in an audio message. Your message could be played on air during Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob, The Hunt Palmer Show, and after further review with Matt Moscone.
Elevate brand visibility, ignite customer engagement with the power of radio and digital advertising combined. Guarantee Digital Media brings the two together as a trusted media partner in Louisiana for nearly a century. Claim your free digital audit at guaranteemedia.com.
I've been doing business with Loomis for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Breck teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered. Gold. Breck, your #1 park system in the nation.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs, even in the case of an after-hours emergency. The light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. For years, you've heard me tell you about Insurance Network of Louisiana, helping you find better coverage for less money. But it's not just for your home and auto. They also offer commercial property. So, retail stores, professional offices like doctors, dentists, attorneys, clothing boutiques. Insurance Network of Louisiana can find you better coverage for less money. They service the entire state of Louisiana, and they're local. So call today at 293-0450 or lainsurance.net.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our
my heart up when the rest of me is down.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
What's happening, y'all? Welcome back, OTB. Hey, I got a question about Saints camp. Relax, guys. Relax. In California, Jake, right? Beautiful weather, whatnot. What is better for the creation of a good football team? The crucible of the Louisiana heat, or in theory, the more quality work that you can get done in the 70-degree perfect Cali weather?
It's a fair question. I think it's preference. I always enjoyed being a little calloused from the Louisiana heat. I always thought that we went into every single game ready to go. And I'll give you a couple examples. Now, camp in California, I remember first time I was out there, it was like 87 degrees. Like, oh my God, it's a heat wave. I was like, are y'all serious? This is the easiest training camp I've ever had in my life. But for Louisiana training camps, like think about it, T. Like 2006, right before you got there, we're playing Arizona. They couldn't finish their warm-up because they were dead. And they had like 20 minutes left on the clock. They had to go in because they couldn't. We're like, we got you. Virginia Tech, same thing. They came out, couldn't finish their warm-up. We're like, all right, cool. We're about to smoke y'all. And we smoked both those teams. So I feel like it was a big home field advantage for us. Maybe not as much in the NFL. You don't play in as many. I was going to say,
does playing in a dome change the map for you there?
Like you don't play as many crazy climates. So for me in college, I felt like it was a big advantage for us to have that. But in the NFL, you're like Houston's got a dome. New Orleans has a dome. Those are some of the hottest climates that you're going to play in. Sure, you can go down.
Miami's like the only one I can think about.
Atlanta's got a dome. So all these places that would be crazy hot and humid, Dallas, they all have dome stadiums, right? Or at least the ability to close a roof. So for that reason, I don't think it's as big of a deal in the NFL, and you probably want to get more quality work than be calloused in that heat and humidity.
I guess the disconnect for me has always come from the fact that the Saints 2006 camp in Millsaps, where it was so hot that the turf was melting, right? It's taken on the stuff of legend, right? Yeah. That this incredibly, brutally hard camp in which Sean Payton pushed everybody to their limit, in which he made people question whether or not they actually loved football, if they wanted to play football. Like everybody points that as being this massive reason, this foundational piece to kicking off that era of Saints football. So I've never quite understood then how do you score, because but I do agree. Like I don't, you can't just recreate that. You can't necessarily do that just every single year. But how do you kind of how do you make it make sense then when you're saying, oh yeah, that was great at that time and it worked perfectly and it made us tough, gave us an advantage, made us great. But now we feel we need to go where it's not as taxing and you can focus on, again, more quality work, more extended work. I don't know exactly how to line those two things up in my mind, but we'll see. I do know that when they went, go ahead.
I'll just say this. Remember, Sean Payton moved camp a couple of different times. And so, yes, that one was a big part of 06, but he didn't think it was such a big part that he kept doing it. He moved it up to Greenbrier. There was other things in play, but he moved it up to Greenbrier where they could get more work done.
Yeah, Greenbrier, man, those were bad years, too. I don't know if the Greenbrier was cursed or whatnot.
I retired. I was like, I ain't going up there.
It was an okay place to have camp, I suppose. I had to spend like 26 days in just a crappy hotel covering Saints camp. That was it's one of those things where you look back on it with a bit of rose-colored lenses. I love the Briar Patch, which was the crappy hotel bar that we'd eat and drink at every night. It was kind of cool because on some nights you go to a local bar and maybe you'd be drinking with I remember that's where I met Greg McMahon, just drinking some pints over at the local Irish pub. But oh boy, that's a long time to spend in a hotel covering one team's training camp. So we'll see. We'll see what happens with this New Orleans Saints team. Irvine camp opening up today. Coming up, hour 2, flestering. We got a lot to get to there. I want to ask Matt Flynn's opinion on Joey B's new hair, Tommy White's new hair. What else did I have in here? What is, maybe a little Garrett Nussmeier talk. What should the expectations be here in year number 1? Jordan Love becoming the highest paid quarterback. Connor Stallions in a new Netflix documentary called Sign Stealer. We'll get to all of this and more, and whatever else comes up to Flestering. Keep it locked here on 104.5 ESPN.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Go to trashrangersllc.com. If you are a business owner and you need front load dumpsters and you need them picked up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, even 6 days a week, Trash Rangers has your back. They understand that all businesses are different and they're flexible and they're local, right? And so they know you. You know them. And so they can better serve you through efficiency, reliability, and just give a damn in general, right? They're not like these national companies who are just a number on the spreadsheet where they're keeping the trash here in the state, but they're taking all the profits out. No, all the profits of Trash Rangers funneled back into your local communities through churches, little league teams, all the traditional ways. Also, remember, if you're looking to switch residentially, if you live in Livingston or Ascension, just go to trashsignup.com. Couple of minutes, see what your pickup day, select your number of cans, pricing, all of that. Trash Rangers, trashrangersllc.com.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram is taking $20,000 off new 23 Ram 1500 trucks. We're open for business in our beautiful new showroom and taking $20,000 off the powerful Ram truck. All new Bayou vehicles come with a 7-year, 100,000-mile warranty. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Breck teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered. Gold. Breck, your #1 park system in the nation.
Farming is a way of life for us. It's not something we get up in the morning and dread going do. It's just something we go to bed at night looking forward to getting up to go do. John Deere equipment is what we as farmers strive to have. So it's in your blood, it's in your veins. It's just a part of who you are. Green is what we want to be in. The other tractors were acquired to patch it up to get to where you want to be. Where we want to be is in John Deere. Flip the switch and learn more about what it means to be powered by sunshine at sunequip.com.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
I've been doing business with Loomis for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Bayou Ford has $10,000 off F-150. $10,000 off the new 2024 Ford F-150. And all new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 7-year, 100,000-mile warranty. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
Good morning. It's 8 a.m. here on Wednesday, July 24th. Today in Baton Rouge, as always, you can expect rainy skies with a high of 86. In hour 2 of today's show, Matt Flynn is supposed to stop by the studio for a full hour of flustering, and there our guy comes in the door right now. You can follow us on Twitter or Instagram at OTB_ESPN and watch us on YouTube at the 104.5 ESPN channel. Hour number 2 of Off the Bench, live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studios, starts now.
Let we go! All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah!
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Hey, P, they said I got to come off the bench.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Yo, yo, yo.
Yo, what's happening, y'all? Welcome back. OTB. Hour number 2, we got an hour of flustering on the docket. I have my naval captain's hat on, as today will be the opening day of my dynasty at Navy on NCAA 25. Let's go, boys. I have an entire costume here that I meant to pop up out from underneath the desk with, and I tried to put it on underneath the desk, and it absolutely does not fit. In fact, this hat looks entirely too small right now as well.
Did you think you were going to squat under the table and get dressed?
I did. I was.
Yeah,
I did.
I was wondering
they had
what
no
you were
idea.
doing.
And I was trying to put on a shirt. I took my shirt off. I put this one on. I tried a new one. But I thought XL would be enough, and it looks like it should be. But, man, these arms are not going.
Bad guy in a little coat.
I think if I cut off the sleeves, maybe it could work. I don't know exactly. But, yes, today, the Naval Academy set sail. And I got to figure out some settings after work, but as soon as I do, I'll let you know where you can watch.
Some real stolen valor in here somewhere.
What do you mean? I know. I kind of did think about that when I saw the uniform.
3 stars. Wow.
Could they have, was there a double
3-star
XL?
general.
Wow.
Was there a double XL option? Oh,
I mean,
geez.
look at the.
Am I just too swollen?
Look at the sleeve part.
That's what's stopping me. I don't think it's the back part. I literally can't get my arms through the sleeves.
I've always wondered, when you buy a generic costume for Halloween or whatever you're buying a costume for, who are they fitting the costumes
I don't
to?
know. This is not an extra large.
They are all European fits. Jacob probably likes them because they're painted on.
Yeah, that's true. Jay Pizzle's right. T-Bob is a real seaman. I am what I eat, you know? Matt, what's been going on, man? We haven't seen you in a while.
Jeez, welcome back.
Wow.
Good Lord.
What you been doing?
Just doing summer stuff, man. I know it's been a while. I really took a break from my New Year's resolution to show up every week.
Yeah, that's fine.
I've had a lot going on. There's been
I don't do resolutions for a reason.
We've
I
been
don't
out
hold
of
people to
town.
resolutions. It's all good.
It's stuck for a while. Then y'all
You
were
know,
out of town.
kind
I was here just knocking on the door last Wednesday, looking to get on radio. Y'all were out of town.
Yeah. What are you gonna do? You did not show up here, did you? For real?
Oh yeah.
For real? No.
He did one
okay,
year,
no.
but not
Yeah.
this year.
I was about to say, I know that's happened in the past.
It
I hope
has.
not.
And I like to make y'all feel real bad about
All right, so we got a lot to get to here in this Flustering Hour. Let's start here, Matt. Yesterday, the news cycle telling me that Jordan Love gonna become the highest paid player in NFL history. How do we feel about that? Is that? I mean, he's played 18 games.
I don't really
8 very good ones.
Yeah.
And now they're saying that he's going to get $55 million a year.
Yeah, that's a lot of money. It doesn't really move the emotional needle for me. It's just every year you're going to have a new highest paid guy. We'll probably have a new highest paid guy once he signs, like 2 months later.
That's fair. I guess more what I'm saying is he in that tier? Or does it not matter if you think he's in that tier or not because the market says he's in that tier?
I think that if you talk to most NFL GMs, they want to pay a quarterback a lot of money. Like they want to do that because that means your quarterback's really good. And the way Green Bay's always done things is different than everybody else because your guy doesn't play immediately.
Yeah.
So
true.
he's going to be towards the end of his first contract before he starts playing. And he started playing so well last year.
He did play awesome by the end.
I mean, just think about it. It's pretty hard to step into the couple of different pairs of shoes that he has to with the history in Green Bay. And he did it.
An insane thing to have to follow
transition. But last year, towards the end of the season, I was like, nobody wants to play Green Bay right now.
Yeah,
like
sure.
They've kind of been okay. They got
Cowboys
these young receivers. Nobody wanted to play them because Jordan was playing so well. So it's not surprising to me. It's just kind of every year the NFL is doing really well. Someone asked me yesterday about like college payments and NFL payments, and I'm like, I like to see the players get the money rather than some guys sitting in a chair somewhere, sitting in an office somewhere. So the NFL makes more money, the players should make more money, and that's just the way it goes.
Yeah, I want to be clear. I got no problem. I got no problem with anybody making money. I want everybody to get paid as much as possible. I would love to be considered overpaid, right? That's when you know you've made it. I just think it's interesting how the sample sizes, from a market trend perspective, the sample sizes seem to be getting smaller to get not just great paydays, but like exorbitant paydays.
Would you rather, if you were a fan base on these different teams I'm about to say, who would you be happier about? Paying Jordan Love $55 million a year, paying Deshaun Watson in Cleveland.
Yeah, his contract remains the kind of bad outlier that makes no sense to anybody.
Or paying Derek Carr.
I mean, I guess it's like
$15
million difference. I'd much rather have Jordan Love for the additional $15 million.
Even though he's only played 18 games.
Yeah, that's true.
Exactly.
At least he comes with excitement. As we said, the worst thing about the Saints right now is just a complete apathy, just a complete lack of give a damn from anyone.
Give a damn.
Yeah, I mean, no, it's like it's crazy. You start talking about it and people just turn off the show.
We're watching
and
it
it's
right
like
now.
it's an NFL franchise.
Would you rather pay Jordan Love after 18 games or Dak Prescott?
It's got to be an ESPN topic.
I don't know if it is. I was just seeing.
No,
Dak.
the Cowboy ESPN
highlights.
topics are they are unending. Yeah. It started with should Dak Prescott get $60 million? Then CeeDee Lamb's is holding out right now, which is great for the Cowboys news cycle.
I'd like to hear from, like, in the chat or something, like, which quarterback in the NFL would you rather see? Like,
I think Dak and Jordan Love's a little bit closer.
Like, the contract is up right now. So, like, you can't say Aaron Rodgers because his contract's not up.
Yeah.
You can't say, like, if your contract is up and a young guy, like, who would you rather pay than Jordan Love?
So, Jordan's, is he holding out? Like, where's he at right now?
He's holding out, but he was, like, I saw highlights of him on the field yesterday, like, hugging the GM. So,
hugging the GM.
Well, I mean, like we always say, probably walked into the GM's office and was like, I'm a big fan of money. I like it. I use it. I have a little. I keep it in a jar on top of my refrigerator. I'd like to put more into that jar.
Yeah,
If he said that, the GM would just be like, yeah, for sure. Extension.
That'd have to be a pretty big jar for what Jay Love's about to get. But I mean, yeah, I know. I mean, Matt, your point does. I understand it now better after you lay it out in that way, or at least I understand. Like, I knew that these are basically all just market forces, so it's not like opinion that the Packers are going to pay him this money. But I guess I understand how the market reaches the point where it does a bit better now. It goes beyond just the fact. Now, again, I think quarterback's one of the most fascinating jobs in our country, in that there's about 12 people that do it at what people consider to be an acceptable level. And it's just an insane.
And about 20 that get paid.
Yeah, about 20 that get paid, but only 12 that people are happy with. And really, then 12 might be a bit generous.
It's 55 million. It's like, you better earn it this year.
Yeah.
I know you're MVP last year, but
it just shows you what an insane skill set it takes to have the mental and physical skill set needed in order to be successful in that business.
It does put a lot of pressure. Like, the higher the number gets, the more absorbent that number gets, like the more dehumanizing it is. Like from the fan base, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
They're like, oh well, Roger Goodell. Like, just look at people that sit in an office, right?
I talked about this with I talked about this with Jordan Love. Is that like, it's going to be fascinating to watch the Packers fans' relationship change with Love. Because all of a sudden, you're no longer the kind of plucky upstart. Now you're like, well, you better earn it. You're a burden on this team. You're taking up a lot of the cap. Are you going to justify that big payday? It goes back to what Uncle Ben told Spider-Man. With great power comes great expectation, and with great money comes great expectation.
Was too lovey-dovey.
It's been lovey-dovey up to this point.
Yeah, he had too much success last year, I would say.
Yeah, maybe he should have tried a little less. Got expectations a little too high.
Just taking like 52 a year.
But the bottom line is, if you're a Green Bay fan, you're probably just happy because, like Matt said, it looks like you now have a third good quarterback in a row, potentially.
And that's one
fourth, Matthew Clayton Flynn.
Yes,
thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, that's true. I mean, his name's in the record books. You know, which records do you have
Brahms
and or
in
tied for?
Books.
Still,
yards and touchdowns
per
game.
I mean, there you go. You know who's not in there? Don the Magic Man Magikowski. Okay,
that guy's awesome though.
He is awesome.
Yeah.
All right, let's do this. We go to break. We're talking some hair when we get back. Continue to catch up with Flynn. Remember, drinkmyhigh.com, guys. Drinkmyhigh.com. Taylor, do we have any scissors I could cut these sleeves off with? I think I'm getting a blood clot. I have a shooting pain up my arm.
Can you cut a uniform like that? I
What?
mean, is that?
I don't think this is a uniform. I don't know if this counts.
Cut those
Just have to
stars off,
flex
dude.
through these
You didn't
things,
earn the
dude.
stars. Cut them off.
Just hit some slits in the back of it. You don't have to fully cut the sleeves off.
No, I got to cut these sleeves off. Like, I really think my circulation's being cut. My hands are
Yeah,
swelling.
just like the old jeans, how people used to cut them for them to go over their boots in the 90s.
Yeah.
Just cut the
that was
sleeves
sick.
a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I see what you're saying. Just like cut up the side. Don't like all the way
right
up.
up.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'll try that first.
You can
Because
show
I can
those
always
Doc
take
Martens
off more.
a little bit more.
Yeah. Do my hands look big though? Do they look a little thicker because the blood flow?
Nope.
I feel a little
Just
thicker.
take the
dude.
shirt off. Honestly,
No, I can't. It's opening day of the NCAA dynasty.
we get it. We got it.
I gotta bring the semen back to the top,
You
dude.
got a sag out of it.
Anchors away.
Yeah, you got a seg.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever, dude. Why don't you go back on vacation? Whatever you've been
Still
doing.
on vacation.
All right, when we get back, more flustering. Keep it locked. YouTube.com/1045ESPN.
Off the bench with Hester and T-Bob.
KTOZblinds.com. KTOZblinds.com. That's for K to Z window coverage. You want to bring your home to the next level? Make your room work. Be it a master bedroom, baby room, theater room, whatever the case may be. Maybe you got a great outdoor kitchen, but it's like so damn hot out there. But what if you had a little drop-down shade to keep Dad cool while he's grilling and chilling? Just one of the many ancillary benefits when you have Brandon Barton out to your home, and he breaks down exactly how the sun and weather and everything interacts with your home at every single point during the day. And the thing is, you probably don't even realize how deep it goes, right? In terms of both functional and aesthetic upgrades. Like, your room's going to look great. It's going to feel put together, but also, like, you're going to save money. So all of a sudden, you're saving on cooling bills. Let's say you got to work a graveyard shift, or again, you have to be able to keep that light on. Look into the honeycomb shades. Like, the options are endless. But let the experts at K to Z lay it out for you today. Go to ktozblinds.com.
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Bayou Ford has $10,000 off F-150. $10,000 off the new 2024 Ford F-150. And all new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 7-year, 100,000-mile warranty. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
The Windsor Senior Living Community in Mandeville, Louisiana is a beautiful, vibrant apartment community geared towards seniors. They are nestled right in the heart of Mandeville, where seniors live a more carefree lifestyle in spacious apartments with the peace of mind that comes from having a little extra help. Call the Windsor at 985-624-8040 to schedule a lunch and tour. Come see how the Windsor can be your passport to peace of mind.
The best kept secret in town is out. Discover Tallulah at the Renaissance Hotel on Bluebonnet.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs. Even in the case of an after-hours emergency, the light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. For years, you've heard me tell you about Insurance Network of Louisiana, helping you find better coverage for less money. But it's not just for your home and auto. They also offer commercial property. So, retail stores, professional offices like doctors, dentists, attorneys, clothing boutiques. Insurance Network of Louisiana can find you better coverage for less money. They service the entire state of Louisiana, and they're local. So call today at 293-0450 or lainsurance.net.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers, family, and friends for 50 years of success.
And looking forward to 50 more.
Farming is a way of life for us. It's not something we get up in the morning and dread going do. It's just something we go to bed at night looking forward to getting up to go do. John Deere equipment is what we as farmers strive to have. So it's in your blood, it's in your veins. It's just a part of who you are. Green is what we want to be in. The other tractors were acquired to patch it up to get to where you want to be. Where we want to be is in John Deere.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Welcome back, OTB. Flestering going down. T-Bob here, Matt Flynn, Alondra Taylor, and Jake Hester hanging out with you today. Hey, Matt, have you seen Joey B's new hair?
Sure have.
My new haircut. That's an old reference. It's an old 2007 YouTube banger.
Who is that? Who is that group?
What?
That did that?
I thought my new haircut was the Jaeger Bombs guy.
Yeah, it was.
I have no idea what the name of the YouTube account was or anything else, but
I'll think of it because they had a couple of...
that was during the Jersey Shore Zeitgeist.
Yeah.
Same What's more 07 than Jaeger Bombs?
The slow, you know what? The never make eye contact. Remember this?
I don't know if I remember.
We'll talk
those.
about it.
I'd have to watch them again. What about? Wait, what were you saying? What's the name of it?
Broski TV.
Broski TV. That checks out.
Mr. Broski.
Is that what they're going to call Joe, or is it Mr. Joski with his new haircut? And to be clear, Joe's done a few different looks in the NFL, right? In his career, he had the long hair, kind of the Anakin Skywalker going on early on. Then he changed the kind of high and tight little Superman Jerry curl. Now he's gone full Eminem, Cody Rhodes, whatever you want to say. I'll say this. I think he looks badass. I think he kind of makes him look a little thick, like a little strong, which I like. And it turns out.
That's the custom T-shirt.
It turns out if you're good looking and in great shape, you can actually pull off pretty much any hairdo.
It's fair.
Yeah, I mean, exactly. That's Joey Rhodes. That's the go-to. 100% just without the neck tat. Now, so around the room, everybody likes Joe's new haircut.
Love it.
Okay.
Yes.
More or less attractive than his old haircut?
I think it's about the same.
Okay.
Actually, a little more. TBH.
What about now? Give me Tommy White, because Tommy White also cut his hair, and I don't know about this. Do we have any other angles on White? I put some there in our document as well. Tommy had this beautiful, long, greasy mullet that really made him feel like that stereotypical baseball movie bad guy, like what I want out of my power hitter. And now, I mean, look at this, man. How do you feel about this?
Tommy, I don't like the hair comparative. I have terrible hair, so it would be great for me, but going from what he had, but like a bigger issue to me is
the jacket.
Like, get a jacket that fits.
It's crazy.
Did you borrow a jacket?
There's one picture I couldn't find on Twitter that I found on Instagram where in this handshake deal, he just signed a $3 million deal.
Yeah.
And he's looking at the camera, and it's a weird fit, dude.
I wore that same outfit to the hotel my freshman year at college before we played ULL.
Yeah. It's not a great.
With the gold Eye of the Tiger shirt. You know what I'm talking about.
The mock turtleneck.
The Jimbo special.
I think me and Tommy White kind of look similar, dude.
No, you don't.
Yeah, we do. I'm telling you, dude.
Look at those hands.
Who, Tommy's?
Yeah, strong.
I don't know. They look. Can I get a Tommy White's hand size measurement? I'm pretty sure he looks like a 9-inch king to me.
Yeah, but he's not in a huge giant body.
Okay, I'm not going down this road again. Hey, does anybody know what Dylan Cruz is up to?
Yeah, I put it in the document. So he's on a 8-game hitting streak
Okay,
right now.
hell yeah.
Hitting. It's okay, but he's with the Rochester Red Wings right now. He's hit 2 home runs, 5 RBI, and 7 walks in the last 8 games, and 23 total games with this AAA team. He's batting .257 with 5 doubles, 4 home runs, and 14 RBI.
Okay, so we can infer from that he's moved up to AAA.
Yes.
At first he was maybe struggling. Now he's definitely seems to be finding his flow.
Yeah.
He's on a heater right now, so he is trending absolutely in the right direction.
100%.
I really hope Tommy White makes it, because I think a Tommy White jersey would be pretty badass.
Oakland one.
What's more badass, Paul Skeens jersey or Tommy White jersey? Is anything going to be more badass than a Paul Skeens jersey?
No, I mean, it depends on how Tommy White does, but like Skeens dominating right now, the Skeens jersey's cool.
Yeah, also it's black.
Yeah, that's true. Black and yellow, pretty cool color scheme.
I mean, Skeens dominated last night when an inning and a third, gave up 4 hits, and still had to take a loss because the Pirates can't score any damn runs.
First loss of the year. First loss of the year. No run support. What are you going to do?
Doesn't help when you got 7 hits, 1 run on 7 hits last night for the
I will say, though, he's such a media darling that the headline I saw on ESPN.com this morning wasn't Paul Skeens suffers first loss. It was Paul Skeens fans 8 in strong outing, which I found to be very surprising. Because I thought the suffered first loss thing would just cause people to click more than the positive spin headline. But hey, just shows you what a phenom Skeens is right now. Alvin Marzwani saying Cruz had a walk-off hit last night. Did you say that? Good job. I don't remember if you said that or not.
I don't think I said that, but yeah. He's doing good.
Matt, have you talked to your boy Garrett Nussmeier at all lately?
I have not.
What do you think? So there's a piece on 3 Bengal Tiger today from Matthew Brune where he was trying to predict, a Garrett Nussmeier stat line for this year, and it was pretty exorbitant. Like he had him at over 3,500 yards, 33 touchdowns, 8 picks, which is wild. That would have made him a top 10 quarterback in the country last year. Is that a bit too much in your opinion when you look at what we should expect out of Nuss here in starting year number 1?
Why is it wild to think that if he started, he would have been a top 10 quarterback last year?
Well, I would say it's wild. I think that's a wild amount of expectation to put on any first-year quarterback. I understand we've got very good sample sizes from Nuss. I think with the additional context of losing 2 first-round receivers, while I still really like who you're bringing back, it's they aren't as proven. And so I think, like, I don't know, I kind of feel for a kid. If you're telling me it's his first year starting, he's got new receivers, he's got a new running back room, all these other things, and
think about that.
You're going to expect him to go for 33. I mean, Quinn Ewers threw like 27.
Think about the mentals.
Beck threw like 28.
Think about the mentals that go, like, how he's thought of in the country. In the day and age where quarterback transfers all the time.
Yeah.
So he was set to be the starter until a Heisman Trophy got transferred in here.
Yeah,
right?
True.
Since then, he's waited, which is awesome. I love that. But a school that's had 2 Heisman winning quarterbacks in the last 5 years doesn't get a top tier transfer quarterback to even want to come to LSU because they know they're not going to play over Garrett Nussmeier.
Mm-hmm.
So to me, that says that he's pretty well thought of and he's pretty darn good, even with the short sample size that we've seen from him. So I don't think that those numbers are. I think he's going to be all SEC quarterback and one of the top quarterbacks in the country this year.
So I kind of thought that generally quarterbacks would maybe want to blunt expectations for one another, but no, you're telling me that I'm half stepping. That you
Matt's
believe
been a
that
huge fan of his for a
I've been on the
very long
Nussmeier
time.
I know.
I've been tooting that horn.
Trust me, I know this. I'm fully aware.
Because I went to practice when he was like 3 or 4 years ago.
Yeah.
I went to watch somebody else, and I was watching that other kid, and then 30 minutes into practice, I was like, wait, who's that guy?
Who's this guy? Yeah.
And then every time I've gone, it's just exceeded expectations. And when he plays, he exceeds expectations. So I've always kind of compared him to when he was young to of course, watching him practice, right? To the mentality and talent level of a Matt Stafford type guy. Like, he had a really good arm and he knew it, so he would make too many errors because he would try to squeeze it in places.
True.
Like Stafford was like that early at Georgia. He threw a lot of picks because he had such a good arm. He would see a guy triple covered and be like, I can squeeze that in.
Yeah, I can get that in there, no problem.
That. But you mature and you get better, and I think he has kind of gotten rid of a lot of that gunslinger mentality, but still
holding on to something. Yeah.
Right?
Keep the courage and the confidence, but just sand down the edges a bit.
Yeah. So I look for a big season from him.
All SEC be kind of crazy though, because look at these SEC quarterbacks right now. You got Carson Beck, Quentin Ewers, Jackson Dart, Jalen Milroe, Brady Cook. That I would say are kind of the proven guys. Mm-hmm. And then right behind him, I'd have Nuss right behind that, just because unproven. Yeah. But then you got Iamaleava, people like Wigman from A&M. I'm not the biggest Graham Mertz guy of Florida, but people are like the SEC quarterback crew, the grouping of quarterbacks in this conference is easily the best in the country. And you really have 4 or 5 of the top Heisman guys in this conference.
Mm-hmm. I look to him to statistically have a good year. Now, of course, if you're all SEC, you're kind of banking on LSU winning some of the big games.
Yeah, they'd have to be
being
10-2,
right?
Yeah,
so
make the playoff probably.
That's probably a little bit of a homerism because I feel like we could. I'm very curious to see what the defense, because we were so terrible last year. As funny as it sounds, as unfair as it is, the offensive people getting the accolades depends a lot on the defense, of course. So.
Haven't they? But what? It's interesting though. Can't that kind of work both ways? Where
Sure.
wasn't it kind of painted last year that Jaden Daniels, some of the absurd stats that he got were because the defense would just obviously allow them to score in 2 seconds, and Jaden Daniels would not only get the ball back, but he would have to continue to score.
Yeah, for sure.
Hey,
what he did was just unreal. Garrett's going to be a lot more traditional.
Yeah,
obviously.
Yeah,
as far as not going to make those insane plays. You're not going to feel as comfortable on 3rd and 13 with
True.
Garrett because like he doesn't have that element of everybody's slower than me.
God, it's got to be such a good feeling. This is going to be an incredible feeling. Just know that everybody on the field is just not the caliber of athlete.
And it was so fun for LSU fans. It's like, yeah, I'm cool with it. 3rd and 15. It's all right. We'll get it.
Yeah, and
it's going to be so demoralizing now.
Again, though, it's just so insane that it was paired with a defense where when you would get to 3rd and 11, you'd be terrified. Like it would be 3rd and 11, you'd be like, all right, guess they're going to get it now. And damn near every time it felt like they do.
Yeah,
Brian Burgess says, all the love Milroe gets is perplexing to me. I get the Milroe stuff because it was his first year starting. Take a big leap between year 1 and year 2. He upgrades from Tommy Reese to Kalen DeBoer. And he has a clear area in which to improve, right? The short and intermediate stuff. Now, I don't know about his weapons. We'll get to all that. But no, I think Milroe's going to take a big jump himself. Do you have, Matt?
Nick Sheridan's calling the offense, though. I mean, DeBoer will be there every single day, but he did mention that Sheridan will be the play caller.
And yeah, I mean, there's the Ryan Grubb element. You know, I don't know that I mean, DeBoer hasn't been calling the plays, right? So I don't know that I care as much about that. I still think that it's a big upgrade from an offensive mind standpoint, going from Tommy Reese to Kalen DeBoer. Matt, do you care enough about the national scene to have a take on which of these top tier quarterbacks you like the best?
No.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't think so. I was just making sure.
You should actually name a quarterback, and Flynn's got to tell you where they play.
Okay, Carson Beck,
Georgia.
Quinn Ewers,
Texas.
Jackson Dart,
Ole Miss.
Jalen Milroe,
SEC,
Alabama. Oh, this is
Brady Cook,
Missouri.
Okay.
Did I get that?
Yep. Iamaliava.
Will Howard.
Will Howard?
Yeah.
Yep.
Brigham Young.
No, Ohio State.
Dylan Gabriel.
That cat's from he's from Washington State.
He started at UCF, went to Oklahoma, and now he's at Oregon. I think he may have the top Heisman odds in the entire.
I was in the
country.
right geographical
Washington
area.
State, I appreciate that. And the Brigham Young.
Mm-hmm.
Cam Rising.
Utah.
There we go. Okay, you knew Cam.
I love
He's
Cam
been
Rising.
there since Flynn was in college.
Exactly.
Noah Fafita.
Dude's going on his 11th COVID year.
There's no chance. Noah Fafita.
Noah Fafita, USC.
Oh, I like the context clues that you tried to use there, but it's Arizona, not far off.
Oh, I should have known that.
Yeah.
I'm a big Arizona guy.
Are you?
I am.
Yeah.
They
are hydrated.
They are hydrated.
They're are they Mile people?
They're hydrated, bud.
Okay. I don't fully understand what I'm missing here, but
How about that cat from Kansas too?
Jalen Daniels?
Yeah.
He's
hydrated.
awesome. Okay.
What about Avery Johnson? Last one for me. Avery Johnson.
There's no chance.
Avery Johnson. He's the starting quarterback at Michigan this year.
Kansas State. Actually, I don't think we know who the starting quarterback in Michigan is. It might be Alex Orji, but
be
it's
right.
It's definitely not Avery Johnson. He's at Kansas State. But no,
I think Alex Orji's probably going to be the guy.
Yeah.
The first game.
Yeah. But it's definitely not. It's kind of funny. I was looking yesterday. It looks like all of the SEC is settled except for Vanderbilt. And who gives a damn?
Yeah, who cares?
Yeah.
Y'all saw me crush those SEC quarterbacks, so.
Okay, let's keep going then.
You
Connor
did.
Wegman.
Connor Wegman?
Wegman. I've heard both.
Oh, A&M.
Okay. Nico Iamaliava.
Nico Iamaliava.
This is a big one. This is like a big recruit. They paid him a ton of money.
Florida.
Loves wearing pajama pants.
No, Tennessee. Graham Mertz.
Mississippi State.
Florida. Peyton Thorne.
Mississippi State.
Auburn. Jackson Arnold, former 5-star.
State.
Oklahoma. Blake Shapen.
South Carolina.
Mississippi State. Damn it! Right when you backed off, we got to the Bulldogs. You just needed one more Mississippi State answer. Transfer from Baylor.
Blake Shapen's from Shreveport Evangel too.
Come on, cuz.
Are they still taking those 9-yard shotgun snaps over there?
11.
Is it Brock Berlin still over there?
Yep.
Taylon Green.
South Carolina.
Boise State transfer. He is now at Arkansas. No, South Carolina's got Lenoris Sellers. He's 6'3", 240. Redshirt freshman.
And wears glasses.
Or maybe like 6'4", yeah. Which makes him look smart. I want my quarterback to wear glasses. I want my quarterback to be smart and nerdy.
While he plays, he wears glasses.
Glasses?
Good. I want my quarterback in
like
rec specs. Does he have rec specs?
Yeah.
Like while he plays, he literally wears rec specs?
Yeah.
He did last year.
Oh, hell yeah, dude.
LASIK surgery.
Hell yeah, dude.
I
He
mean,
does look really nerdy.
I don't
What
like
about-
it, but respect.
What about Brock Vandergriff?
Brock Vandergriff, Kentucky.
Yeah, there we go.
That was the last school.
Wow, look at him. God, Lenore Sellers, what a beast. I think he's going to be good. All right. Good job, Matt.
Robbie Ashford's his backup.
Robbie Ashford. Oh, it's South Carolina?
Yeah.
LSU killer, Robbie Ashford?
Yeah.
Damn near should have taken an SEC game from you a couple years ago, Robbie Ashford. All right. When we get back, Connor Stallions going to appear in a new Netflix documentary called Sign Stealer. I'll break it out next here on OTB.
Off the bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Go to Pinnacle Exterior Construction, PECbuilt.com, PECbuilt.com. Go to Pinnacle today for all your outdoor living area construction needs. Like, let's say you want to build a pool. They got, fully custom jobs, however you want to make it. Or you got spec pools where you choose from a number of different templates, a bunch of detail work, so you make it your own, right? Maybe you want an outdoor kitchen, outdoor living area. Maybe you need any size or type of fence, pergolas, bulkheads. You want to put turf in your backyards, either to train, or maybe you want to get rid of your grass entirely, right? It's all at Pinnacle, y'all. And I can't stress enough, please go check out the website, PECbuilt.com, because you are going to be blown away by the artisanship, the quality of the work. Also, if you already have a pool, I know maintenance can be a pain in the rear. Well, if you just need a one-time trip to get it ready to go, or you want year-round maintenance, Pinnacle's got your back as well. Pinnacle Exterior Construction.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Breck teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered. Gold. Breck, your #1 park system in the nation.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs. Even in the case of an after-hours emergency, the light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. For years, you've heard me tell you about Insurance Network of Louisiana, helping you find better coverage for less money. But it's not just for your home and auto. They also offer commercial property. So, retail stores, professional offices like doctors, dentists, attorneys, clothing boutiques. Insurance Network of Louisiana can find you better coverage for less money. They service the entire state of Louisiana and they're local. So call today at 293-0450 or lainsurance.net.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers, family, and friends for 50 years of
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Welcome back. OTB, Flestry, and rolling right along. So, Matt, you just did a little Hot Springs, Arkansas. Great town.
Yeah,
great
fantastic.
town, dude.
We had a great time.
Cool history. Didn't it used to be the escape of like gangsters and stuff back in the day?
Looks like it.
I'm pretty sure that's where they would all go to their bathhouses. They still got it, the original architecture, a lot of these bathhouses. Unfortunately, bathhouses aren't still open, at least not to my knowledge. I would love to see what a public bathhouse feels like nowadays. But
sure you can go find one like in New York or something.
Probably, yeah. Probably in Europe somewhere. Also,
our business gets done at the bathhouses according to movies.
I would imagine so.
A lot of Russian mafia bathhouses.
Oh yeah.
Again, I think is it Eastern Promises when Vigo's swinging meat, battling in the steam room.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Never
John
forget.
Wick,
You know a
right?
thing or two
John Wick.
about swinging meat.
Yeah, I do. These big hands, you know. I remember seeing Eastern Promises with my mom, and that was really awkward movie to see with my mom. Not a great choice there, for sure. So you didn't get to bet any of the ponies though. You just did lake stuff.
We did not. I guess we saw there though.
Who?
The Brett Helms.
Oh no way, dude!
Oh, yeah.
Stuggert's finest.
So we booked this
They
trip.
got a place right up in there in Hot
We booked the
Springs.
trip. We were just randomly booking and went to Lake Hamilton, and so we texted Brett because he lives in Arkansas, and he's like, "Yeah, my parents have a house like 5 minutes away."
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that's where we stayed when we went up there for the ponies. His little brother. How's old Brett doing? Are his hands still incredibly strong? He had the greatest grip strength of any player I've ever seen.
Scary strong. Yep. Super skinny though.
Yeah, it all checks out. He's been like that since he got done playing.
Yep.
How about this guy? So Connor Stallions, do you know who that is, Matt?
Sure do.
You a Sign Stealer guy?
Hero.
He's coming out with a new Netflix documentary called Sign Stealer. I know Swamp Kings was a miss. The Manziel thing, people were kind of okay on. Does this do anything for you? And the reason why I'm asking you and Jake is like as experienced NFL guys, and you in particular, Matt, as an experienced sign stealer, does this feel like it could be interesting, or is this just much ado about nothing?
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna watch it.
Okay.
Because I'm intrigued about like to see what he did that I think that other people don't do.
Yeah. Like how did he bring
you
it
said,
to the next level?
I used to rip signals all the time.
Yeah.
But I did it like during the game. We didn't like prep for it. So I'm assuming Michigan would go and film other games and practice. Like you can't do that. But there's a skill involved with ripping signals, and there's a high knowledge of football that comes with it to do it accurately.
What's the process? What was your process like? How would you decode? Because at that point, you're basically a cryptologist.
Yeah, so it's hard in the NFL because of the speakers in the helmet that go to the most of the times the Mike linebacker who makes the play calls.
Yeah.
But if you're running like no huddle offenses and you're going fast, and then even some teams in general, they will signal to the DBs.
Yeah,
like
so
the DB
everybody
coach.
knows, and because it might be loud in there.
Yeah,
might not
exactly.
be able to relay the calls.
Or the DBs will get the call, or the safeties will get the call. The corners will stay outside, and the safeties will
Yep.
get the call from the mic, and they'll signal out to the. So
okay.
Sometimes they're just dumb and they just signal.
So what? Give me an example of a signal like that you're like, okay, that's cover 2 or something.
Nice.
Sorry, I dropped my pipe.
There goes his pipe.
Like a pretty standard one was like someone playing a Banjo's a pretty straight up
Okay.
defensive
This little
call.
Steve Martin action.
And it kind of people think it's different, but Banjo's a standard defensive call for most teams. So it's like I think it's let's see, if it's a 3-by-1, they play cover 3, and if it motions to a 2-by-2, they play cover 2. It's a Banjo call. So we would do stuff like, I would get the signals and I'd relay them. Me and Aaron or whoever there was, you'd talk about them on the sideline, because you're always looking for clues as a quarterback, even if you're at home and it's quiet. Like, you listen to the Mike linebacker.
Yeah.
You listen to them all call, like down left, or right. So, hey, Urlacher and Aaron used to have like these amazing battles of wits, because Urlacher knew all offensive calls, and he would watch signals, and like, you do that, and so they would do all these dummy calls, and it's like Aaron and Urlacher were yelling at each other, like getting like fake signals, fake, because most of the times on defense, you figure it out if you say a word at the line of scrimmage that has an R in it or starts with an R.
Yeah.
It's going to the right.
Yeah.
Starts with an L, it goes to the left. Then you're like, okay, East Coast, West Coast cities. So like LA, you're going left. New York, you're going right. And then it's like left and right politicians.
Let's not do geography with me.
So it's
that's funny. Even so, you could be like Biden and Trump.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, wow.
So Trump, you're going right. All that stuff. So like, there's different ways to decipher it. And like, as on offense, we would always watch the TV coverage. Which of our signals to the receivers got caught on TV? And so anyone that got caught on TV would switch them.
The amount of processing power and information that you deal with as a quarterback legitimately is mind-blowing. So not only at this time, it has to be second nature just about the basic play and what everybody's doing. Then you're deciphering the defense and you're taking like matchups into account. Like, which matchup do I like best here? Who do I think is going to win their battle? Then you're also, I guess before you're doing that, you're saying you're looking at what they're showing you, but you're also looking at what they're signaling, what they're calling, and taking that into account to figure out what you think they're really going to do. And then you're getting into matchups. And then you got to remember the snap count. And then you got to go physically execute all of it. And play clock, go physically execute on it. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, it's that's the difference between pro quarterbacks and college quarterbacks.
Yeah.
Really, it's when we talk about the game slowing down for Jaden last year, Joe Burrow when he was here, like the top quarterbacks, like you got an NFL player playing in college.
Yeah,
it just means the game slowed down for them like that, and it happens to the good ones.
Sure. All right, I want to pick Matt's brain a bit more on the advent of helmet communications in college and the tablet, but we'll do it next after the break here on OTB.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Go to Coleman Roofing and Construction, ColemanRoof.com, ColemanRoof.com. You go to Coleman Roofing and Construction today, get Louisiana's most complete, most reliable, and most respected roofing company. They can do any size job, any type of roof, commercial, residential. They do it all. They also do the construction portion. So I hope this doesn't happen to anybody, but if you have something major like a tree fall on your home, they rebuild the interior and the roof. You have like a water leak and you get damage to your drywall, your insulation, they fix the interior and they fix the roof. ColemanRoof.com is a great place to go kind of check out everything that they offer. Also a great way to see some past testimonials from satisfied customers. And just know that when it comes to Coleman, they are going to do everything that they can in order to ensure that the job is done correctly every single step along the way, from the original kind of estimate process all the way through the cleanup. Coleman Roofing and Construction.
Get the 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge app powered by Bayou Ford and tap the microphone icon to send us your thoughts in an audio message. Your message could be played on air during Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob, The Hunt Palmer Show, and after further review with Matt Moscone.
Breck teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered. Gold. Breck, your #1 park system in the nation.
The best kept secret in town is out. Discover Tallulah at the Renaissance Hotel on Bluebonnet.
Farming is a way of life for us. It's not something we get up in the morning and dread going do. It's just something we go to bed at night looking forward to getting up to go do. John Deere equipment is what we as farmers strive to have. It's in your blood, it's in your veins. It's just a part of who you are. Green is what we want to be in. The other tractors were acquired to patch it up to get to where you want to be. Where we want to be is in John Deere. Flip the switch and learn more about what it means to be powered by sunshine at sunequip.com.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
I've been doing business with Loomis for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
It sounds really dumb, but I think the new NCAA game really has started to make people appreciate how tough quarterback play is. It is very hard.
Tough position.
To throw the ball in that game. If you want to throw against zone coverage, what are you saying there, Jake? You disagree?
I mean, it can't be that hard if Flynn did it.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, even though we're sitting here talking about this sign stealing, it's blowing my mind how quickly these guys process all this information and make it actionable. To get the coverage with 5 seconds left on the play clock and be able to put that into action along with everything else that's rattling through your brain, I don't.
My
fully
favorite
understand.
though, coverage is one thing for sure. My favorite thing that Flynn and those guys could do is really tell if someone was blitzing or not. The look would tell you that they're blitzing, all the indicators, where the safeties are, where the corners are, kind of their body language. And those guys would always be like, he's not coming.
How would you know?
I'm wait, how do you know? I don't know. Ask him.
What's really fun is when you do it and you got a guy that's trying to act like he's coming, and it's the snap count, and you're calling out the mic and getting the coverage set, and you just point out and be like, nope. You're not coming. I was like, go back.
Yeah, I am. I'm going to come.
Yeah, right, bro.
I'm going to come.
Yeah,
You better
right, bro.
watch out.
Look at this guy topping me back here.
I'm going to come right at you. And then he doesn't come. Classic. Matt, so one of the big changes coming up this fall just got approved. Obviously, in-helmet communication you probably heard about. Mm-hmm. It's going to be going down in college. Mm-hmm. But then also tablets on the sideline. Yeah. Finally not having to piece together everything, going to be able to look at what just happened. How big of a deal is that for Nuss and all the other quarterbacks? I mean, look, the tablet thing I can appreciate more, but both of them together, how much does that help quarterback play?
I don't know. I mean, you run the risk of over-preparing or overreacting to things.
It has been a common refrain among some of the coaches when asked.
Yeah, so I didn't mind the pictures because all you're really trying to do is what's the pre-snap look they gave me and what they do post-snap? What coverage do they play? And you're just looking for indicators or clues. You're not really trying to look at film and be like, oh man, he didn't flip his hips or where should I have gone with that? It's more.
To be fair, I don't even think we've had pictures in the college game up to this point.
Yeah, I
in the
used
classic piece it together.
I used to really like the pictures, just because it's like you would get snapshots of pre-snap, and then during the play, and so you're like, this is the pre-snap look, and then you talk about those things.
Yeah.
I really wasn't playing when the tablets were like utilized as much. I think they had tablets towards the end of my career, but I think we were still looking at pictures, or maybe we were looking at a little bit of video. But I could see, like, let's take like D-line coaches, DB coaches. I can really see them go into it too much and overloading their guys with information.
I wonder.
There's gonna be a big learning curve for that.
I feel like I would have loved it on the offensive line, because I always felt like those offensive line sideline meetings in college were like a game of telephone. Whereas, okay, what did you see? What did you see? What did you see? And a lot of times the information would corroborate, but sometimes it wouldn't. And they'd be like, okay, well, who's right? Who's wrong? Like you said, whether it was pictures or actual film, the ability to cut all of that out and immediately jump to, here's what happened, now let's talk about what we're going to do. I think that would have been great.
Yeah. And I guess I'm probably old school, but I think the pictures are more practical.
It makes sense.
And probably easier to use in a game than the video. I just think there's going to be a huge learning curve.
A bit quicker. You're not scrubbing through video.
And I bet that's a big topic of discussion with coaches everywhere, like sitting and how are we going to utilize this?
Yeah.
Like the head coach is going to have to say, I'm only going to let you watch one play, like in between drives.
Yeah.
Or like you only had 30 seconds, or like they're going to have to practice that and have a big discussion. Whoever handles that the best will obviously get the most out of it, but I can see it being being negative.
That's the best part about all these. That's the interesting part about all these rule changes. It's like anything else, right? Whoever figures them out the best sets themselves up. It becomes opportunity for some guys to punch up and improve. I always go back to the transfer portal Michigan State example where Mel Tucker used that to have that really good year because he was a bit ahead of the curve. So who figures out how to use the new unlimited coaches rule, tablets, in-helmet communication? We'll see. I should see you going to buy My High either at drinkmyhigh.com or your favorite local grocery store, My High. Again, guys, the My High popsicles for the kids, dude. They're just undefeated. Every single day, my kids are staying hydrated with My High popsicles, getting them electrolytes in them, and they're delicious. I love them too, to be frank.
Who doesn't like a popsicle?
Exactly. A little freezy pop, but like healthy. They're the best. You're the best, Matt. Thank you. It was great seeing you.
You're the best. Love you guys.
Drinkmyhigh.com, drinkmyhigh.com. Hour number 3 of OTB. Coming up next, we got Bailey in studio.
Off the bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Go to RejuveMeMedical.com. Restore me, refuel me, rejuve me. Rejuve Me Medical is your answer to getting back to being your best self. When you were young and full of spirit and energy. And so if you're having mood and memory problems, you have an insomnia, right? Just a lack of energy, a lack of confidence, andropause, menopause, facial aging, all of this, okay? These are all the untreated effects of aging. So you know what you should do? You should treat them with the experts at Rejuve Me Medical, where they have a plethora of different services that can help find you your solution. And that's the point. It's not a one-size-fits-all plan. They draw your labs. Your body tells them where it's strong, where it's deficient. And then they use that information to customize a plan for you to get you back where you want to be, to rejuvenate yourself and recapture that youthful, energetic feeling. Restore me, refuel me, rejuve me.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram is taking $20,000 off new 23 Ram 1500 trucks. We're open for business in our beautiful new showroom and taking $20,000 off the powerful Ram truck. All new Bayou vehicles come with a 7-year, 100,000-mile warranty. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Breck teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. a family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered. Gold. Breck, your #1 park system in the nation.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs. Even in the case of an after-hours emergency, the light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. For years, you've heard me tell you about Insurance Network of Louisiana, helping you find better coverage for less money. But it's not just for your home and auto. They also offer commercial property. So, retail stores, professional offices like doctors, dentists, attorneys, clothing boutiques. Insurance Network of Louisiana can find you better coverage for less money. They service the entire state of Louisiana, and they're local. So call today at 293-0450 or lainsurance.net.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers, family, and friends for 50 years of success.
And looking forward to 50 more.
At Relief Windows, we're more than windows. We're windows, doors, hardy plank, and vinyl siding. But our #1 product is always customer satisfaction. Visit us online at reliefwindows.com.
Good morning. It's 9 a.m. here on Wednesday, July 24th. Today in Baton Rouge, expect rainy skies with a high of 86. In hour 3 of today's show, we have Big Deal or No Big Deal at 9 a.m. Then we'll talk some NFL football. If you missed hours 1 or 2 of the show, you can catch it in the on-demand section at 1045ESPN.com. You can also follow us on Twitter or Instagram at OTB_ESPN and watch us on YouTube at the 1045 ESPN channel. Hour number 3 of Off the Bench, live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studios, starts now.
Let we go! All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah!
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Hey, P, they said I got to come off the bench.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Yo, yo, yo.
Yo, what's happening, y'all? Welcome in hour 3 of OTB. By the way, at some point this morning, if you tune into the Snaps YouTube channel, youtube.com/@snapcfb_, you will see the beginning of my naval dynasty, as I will take the ACC by storm, anchors away, Navy going to win the day today. Am I yet to win a single Army-Navy game against the computer that I've played? Yes. Am I god-awful at the game? Apparently so. I don't know what the hell's going on. I throw a billion picks. I should have had Oregon yesterday with Nebraska in my first online game. Got down 10-0. It's 10-7. I'm driving, and all of a sudden Taylor starts hearing screams emanating from the room as I threw my second pick 6 of the game to lose 17-7. But it's like when I started playing chess, okay? And I lost all the way down to the bottom 3% of players in the entire world. There's nowhere to go but up.
That was you screaming?
Yes.
I thought that was a video. It sounded like kind of like a little girl scream. I didn't know that was you.
Yeah.
I thought you were like watching a video.
When I get very excited, I go very high pitched.
I understand.
All right, let's get into a little big deal or no big deal.
I didn't have this ready.
Big deal. Ain't no big deal.
Big deal?
No big deal.
Big deal.
No big deal. No big deal. No big deal.
Taylor told her to take his audio during that whole deal, and then
didn't have it ready.
And didn't have it
I
ready.
had it ready to
I know.
go.
That's why I said I didn't have this ready.
Oh, that's super loud.
Big deal or no big deal? Jim Phillips, commissioner of the ACC, says they are going to fight FSU and Clemson's lawsuits for as long as it takes to keep them in the ACC.
Big deal if you're Clemson or Florida State. I think no big deal. I mean, didn't they sign a contract to be in this conference for like 10 more years or something like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
for sure. They're trying to get out of it.
I don't understand why he wouldn't fight it. So, I mean.
Yeah, I mean, look, I'm on Jim Phillips' side, dude. I feel for Florida State fans and Clemson fans, and that would suck to cheer for a team that's literally going to be operating at like a $20 million deficit compared to the teams they're expected to compete with and keep up with. But I don't want the ACC to go away. And Jim Phillips knows this is an existential crisis. He's seen what happened to the Pac-12. If these two teams leave, there's a good chance the ACC doesn't really exist anymore, at least not in a way that's relevant to some of the major sports. So I hope Jim Phillips wins this fight. Big deal.
I'll say no big deal because I don't think anybody cares about the ACC anymore.
What?
I think it's Big Ten, SEC. I'm not saying that's the way that I believe, but just think about where the ACC is right now. Like, nobody really cares. I mean, Florida State and Clemson, like, we just assumed that the Big Ten and SEC would take them with open arms, and both are like, we're good. Now we're set. We don't really want to add any more teams. And so if your biggest teams don't move the needle in the Big Ten or SEC, is it a big deal?
I see where you're getting at. Do you think the SEC and the Big Ten, though, are demurring because they really don't care? Which there's arguments there. We know about, like, TV markets and everything. Or are they demurring because they aren't actually available and they don't want to be seen as, like, predatory, trying to kill the ACC in the same way that they killed the Pac-12?
No, I don't think that the SEC looks at it. I don't know about the Big Ten, but the SEC kind of looks at it like where Florida State and Clemson are located and what do those teams really add if they're taking away from the other 16 teams in the pie.
Yeah,
right, and the pot in the middle. Like, is it enough for you to, maybe take some lumps with some of the other schools? And the feedback that we've gotten is it's not. So if your two biggest schools aren't really a player in the two biggest conferences, right, wrong, or indifferent, it's just not a big deal.
Do y'all have any opinion here, guys?
I don't.
I'm kind of with you, though. I'm on Phillips' side with this one.
All right. Who's up next? Alondra, you got.
Oh, you skipped Jake.
Oh, my bad. Jake, go ahead.
Wow.
How you doing, people in the room?
I got you.
Cal Shanahan says Bill Belichick declined an offer to join the 49ers staff in the offseason. He was going to have a role where kind of he can make it his own, but they just wanted him there, as a sounding board for anything that comes up because of who he is, and he declined the offer. Big deal or no big deal?
No big deal because it doesn't sound like it would have been, an uber impactful position either way. It sounds kind of like a consultant. Still kind of a crazy deal to me that Bill Belichick was not given any of the opportunities as a head coach. And even bigger deal to hear that Bob Kraft was one of the guys kind of actively sinking his opportunity. So I'm not surprised at all that, no big deal, I'll tell you, I'm not surprised at all that Belichick didn't take it. But, God, that would have been pretty intimidating for San Francisco to get, the rich getting even richer.
No big deal that he didn't take the position. He's holding out for a head coaching job. However, I think this is a big deal for the 49ers. I mean, the big criticism around Kyle Shanahan is he's such a great coach. He's been awful in Super Bowls, whether it's coaching decisions or anything like that. Who are you going to bring in but a 6-time Super Bowl champion coach? I mean, I think it's a big deal that he reached out. He basically said, yeah, whatever role you want to be in, come on in. Basically, let me learn under you. I do think it's a big deal for 49ers.
Alondra, any opinion here?
Yeah, I don't think it's a big deal that he said no to it, but like Taylor said, it probably is a bigger deal for the 49ers than it is Bill Belichick.
I think
it's probably just not something that he wants to do.
Well, yeah.
Maybe like a soft launch of retirement or something. I don't know.
Well, I mean, I think if you're Bill Belichick, yeah, you want to be a head coach. That's what you've been used to. And you're used to being the man. You're going to tell me I'm 1 year, like I just got fired and I can't get a second opportunity?
Right.
There's all these other people out there getting it.
Shanahan said on the podcast, like, it's shocking that he's not a head coach. If I was an owner, I know what I would do.
Yeah.
So he's like, it's crazy that he's even available. So, like, I had to kick the tires just to see if maybe we could steal him.
That makes sense. Alondra, you're up.
All right, so earlier we started the show with some Saints audio and people were not happy about it. And we were talking about how exciting or not exciting the Saints season is going to be. So I put up a poll on ESPN's Twitter page.
Mm-hmm.
Are you excited about the Saints this season? Small sample size, but 87% of voters say they are not excited for the Saints this season. Only 13% saying yes. 87% of people voting on this poll saying they're not excited for the Saints.
It's still the NFL, right?
Yes. To your point, there is a comment. There's nothing to be excited about. This is why college football is so popular. With the NFL, you are locked into mediocrity with contracts. The only thing to look forward to is another season of mediocrity.
Every year, though, a team surprises. The Bucs are supposed to be mediocre last year.
A lot of people picked them to be the worst team in the league.
Taylor and his boys seem to have a good time watching Baker do work. I don't know, man. I mean, not even being like, I could see if it was like, do you believe in DA? Do you believe in Mickey Loomis?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, no, but I mean, I don't know. I'm still super pumped for
you got a lot of
the NFL. But to be fair, it's good for us if people give a damn. So it's kind of a big deal that nobody gives a damn because it's not great for us.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, we'll just talk a lot of LSU.
No. Kubiak, guys. Cubes. I was getting a text from my friend saying I'm giving off a very Village People vibe. Is this true? Am I more naval commander? Am I more MacArthur or Village People?
What's that? Okay, hold on.
More like I don't know if I can say that.
No, definitely not.
Nope. If your mind says I don't know, that's a sign that you should not.
Tay, you got a big deal or no big deal?
Yeah, nothing like a little drama before the Olympics even starts. The Canadian women's soccer team, the assistant coach and a lead analyst have actually been kicked out of the Olympics. They will not be allowed to coach because they used a drone to spy on the New Zealand team that they'll be playing in Group A in the prelims of the Olympics. And for what it's worth, head coach Priestman, she has removed herself from coaching against New Zealand in Group A, but she'll be back for later in the Olympics if they do advance.
What a punishment for her. Let your underlings take the fall, and you're like, oh, sorry, guys, I won't coach this game. This feels like a big deal. Like, that's pretty blatant.
Yeah.
Right? Like
a drone.
I mean, speaking of Bill Belichick, Spygate. Now, part of me always does kind of vibe with if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying, and they give a damn, obviously. But
yeah, you know what I'm saying? Because in soccer, it's a game of once you know the formation, you kind of know what they're trying to get done. Set pieces, I guess, is maybe the only information that you would really be able to gain from. I mean, injuries, I don't know. I'm just trying to think of what you really could gain from having a drone film a soccer practice.
I have no idea. I mean, I'm convinced. I don't think soccer coaches do anything anyway. I could do what they do. Just stand there with your arms crossed.
Yeah, exactly. I was about to say the arms crossed for sure.
Push. Go. And then you sit down. Maybe sometimes you get very excited when a shot gets close. Like you're allowed to show emotion. Yeah, we could easily.
Well, they didn't even get anything because, like in the article, it said the New Zealand team instantly realized there was a drone above them and they just stopped practice.
Yeah, I mean, so you're telling me they didn't even buy an expensive, quiet one? They had one of the when you go to a wedding nowadays and the videographer is just distracting the entire wedding party with right above your head.
Shortly after the drone was in the air, the New Zealand team noticed the disruption and ended practice.
Noticed? Yeah. I mean, I'd be a little concerned if they didn't notice a big old drone.
I mean, I've always thought that Canadians are dumb as hell, so that does check out. Big deal or no big deal? Alabama's named the field after Nick Saban. So it's going to be Nick Saban Field at Bryant-Denny Stadium.
I think that's a really big deal.
Big deal. Deservedly so.
Yeah, his legacy cemented on the field.
Yeah. I mean, whatever.
Yeah,
That's good
a
for him.
huge deal. Even though he already has a statue outside, and he did while he was coaching, which typically that doesn't happen, for him to get that field named after him with all the success they've had as a program and have it done not even 6 months after you retire. And look, LSU fans and their relationship with Nick Saban, we've talked about that, but still, it is a very big deal. And, maybe even that can heal over time.
I guarantee you, T-Bob, there is some 85-year-old men out there that are diehard Bama fans that are pissed off by this.
Oh, yeah. Bear Bryant.
Yeah, for sure, dude. He's no bear.
Which is funny to me.
He's no bear. They're also probably racist. There's a good chance there, and they don't like where the game has
I was
gone.
just say Nick Saban's white.
No. I mean, just like if your take is that Bear is better than Nick and like Nick's not that good, your chances are you're so old school that you weren't even into the idea of like integrating the sport either. Big deal or no big deal? Scott Dice in the chat saying Celine Dion is getting paid $2 million to sing one song at the Olympic opening ceremonies.
Shout out to Celine.
I think this is a huge deal because she's been dealing with an illness to
Really?
where, like, basically she can't even move, like, her muscles. I don't remember
What?
exactly what it's called. Let me look. But
There's a whole Amazon documentary on it.
yeah,
I think,
and, like,
Alondra.
she hasn't
Yeah.
performed in a really long time because she hasn't been able to, and I think this is a huge deal. $2 million is stiff person syndrome, a rare neurological disease that causes involuntary spasms and muscle rigidity. Rigidity. And so she has that. So she hasn't even performed in a really long time. So to come out at the Olympics and perform, I think that's a huge deal. $2 million, I don't know, but
Good
I mean,
for
it
her.
is Celine Dion.
Yeah, I mean, look, it goes back to the Jordan Love thing, right? The market is the market.
Yeah.
How you are what someone will pay you.
Yeah, that's the old Jalen Rose is who I always associate that with. Your worth is whatever somebody's willing to pay you. Isn't she Canadian though?
She is Canadian.
You know her mother's an
She's
A-Bear.
French Canadian.
Yeah, you know her mother's an A-Bear.
Is she?
Yeah. So
Y'all related?
Are y'all related?
Big win for the A-Bears. I mean, in theory, yes, all A-Bears in North America came from Antoine and Etienne, those hundreds of years ago.
Yeah.
Taylor, big deal or no big deal?
That you're related to Celine Dion? Big deal.
That's a
Yeah, I
huge
agree.
deal that
I
you're
know, I
related
agree.
to
Thank
her.
you. What do you think she sings?
I mean, I don't know.
My Heart Will Go On?
Maybe.
I mean, that'd be fantastic. Probably not the vibe of the Olympics.
Do you believe in love?
That's Cher.
Oh, it's Cher.
Cher. Oh my God.
It's a banger, though.
It is.
Tell me that when you get you fired up for the Olympics,
It would.
dude.
If I heard, do you? Yeah, I would.
Hey, Celine Dion singing Cher out there would make some headlines
Yeah.
in your defense.
It would.
Anybody else have big deal, no big deal? Anybody?
Nope.
Going once?
I got one.
All right.
Tiger Woods' son misses the cut at the U.S. Junior Amateur. Big deal or no big deal?
No, I mean, no big deal. I don't know.
No, I mean,
I got
We saw
nothing.
videos
in
of
the
them
British
together.
Open,
We thought
so-
maybe here comes a second prodigy.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I mean, no, I don't know. I got. He'll probably still be really good though, right? I mean, how old is he? I don't know. I honestly don't. I'm kind of.
He
at
is
loss.
15 years old.
Yeah. Come on.
He's a
His
good
son,
player. Look.
Charlie. He shot a 10 over 80 on Tuesday and missed the cut at 22 over through 2 rounds at the U.S. Junior Amateur.
Imagine being able to shoot an 80. How confident
At
you would
15.
feel.
I don't even know what that means.
Just, I don't know. It's
I
just-
know absolutely nothing about golf. That is my blind spot.
Okay, so if it's a par 4 and I get it in the hole in 3 strokes, do you know what that means?
No.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah.
I really don't. Like,
Yeah.
I know nothing about golf.
Okay. Right on. Taylor, you got a big deal or no big deal for us?
Good.
Wow, way to go, dude. Way to go. All right, when we get back, we still got Tay-Tay's NFL story of the day to get to. Why does Daniel Jones hate watching Hard Knocks so much? No CeeDee Lamb at Cowboys camp? All this and more coming up here on OTB.
Off the bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Go to Community Steel Company, guys. CommunitySteelCo.com. As you can tell, I know a thing or two about steel battleships, okay? Community Steel may not have any seaworthy naval military vessels ready to go, but any purlin, tubing, roofing, sheet metal, any accessories, trim, it's all there, manufactured right there on site in Gonzales, Louisiana. Okay, and they buy straight from the wholesaler, and then again, they manufacture the product themselves, meaning you get the best prices, okay? Gone are the days where these national companies can take advantage of you because you don't have any other options. No. You know the sales team over there, community. You see the product, you've used the product, you love them, and you go know where you're going back, okay? The reason why they're growing so quickly, why they're literally disrupting the industry, and that's because their customers are consistently satisfied from a pricing, quality, service standpoint. So you need steel, you want Community Steel, communitysteelco.com.
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Érase una vez un Infinity, diseñado para despertar tu imaginación y desafiarte a soñar, con 3 lujosas filas de asientos. El totalmente nuevo Infinity QX80 de 3 filas.
The Windsor Senior Living Community in Mandeville, Louisiana is a beautiful, vibrant apartment community geared towards seniors. They are nestled right in the heart of Mandeville, where seniors live a more carefree lifestyle in spacious apartments with the peace of mind that comes from having a little extra help. Call the Windsor at 985-624-8040 to schedule a lunch and tour. Come see how the Windsor can be your passport to peace of mind.
Farming is a way of life for us. It's not something we get up in the morning and dread going do. It's just something we go to bed at night looking forward to getting up to go do. John Deere equipment is what we as farmers strive to have. So it's in your blood, it's in your veins. It's just a part of who you are. Green is what we want to be in. The other tractors were acquired to patch it up to get to where you want to be. Where we want to be is in John Deere. Flip the switch and learn more about what it means to be powered by sunshine at sunequip.com.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
I've been doing business with Loomis for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Breck teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered. Gold. Breck, your #1 park system in the nation.
At Relief Windows, we're more than windows. We're windows, doors, hardy plank, and vinyl siding. But our #1 product is always customer satisfaction.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
All right. So I don't want to ever spread misinformation. Harlow, what's up, girlfriend? What you doing? What you doing,
Mr.
girl?
T-Bob. You see Mr. T-Bob.
If you're watching youtube.com/1045, hit ESPN, hit the like button for baby Harlow, or you're a jerk. Oh man, look how adorable she is. How old is she now, Jake?
Let's see, 13 months old.
Let's go, dude. 13 months. Just a few more years for Bobby's going to be taking her out for a night on the town. You know, maybe grab some burgers and a milkshake. Are you cool with my son dating your daughter?
Yeah, we'll have to have a conversation before, but yeah, I'm cool.
Watch out now. He's going to be pretty big, potentially. Pretty badass. Might beat you up because you're going to be old by that point. You're going to be old and decrepit by that point. Quad may roll up in there and just disrespect you and then take your daughter out and bring her out past curfew, you know?
Look, if Quad Bob's hands are the size of yours, I have no worries in life because he can catch these.
It doesn't look like Celine Dion's mom was an A-Bear.
Oh,
it looks like Celine Dion's 10th great-grandfather was Louis Hebert.
Some would say that's better.
And he was alive in the late 1500s. Still an Hebert, okay? Still an Hebert, but I don't want to spread information. Not her mom.
What's cooler, the fact that you might be related to Celine Dion, or I might be related and probably related to Devin Hester?
I would say Celine Dion's a way bigger deal than Devin Hester.
NFL Hall of Famer, Devin Hester.
Celine Dion Life Hall of Famer.
Have you been called Devin Hester most of your life like me?
No. But have you been called Celine Dion most of your life like me?
No,
I don't think so.
True.
I think Jake wins that one. Being
Uh,
called Devin Hester.
I mean,
as an
I get
adult
called
male
Devin
is better than being
all
called Celine Dion.
the time.
No way, dude.
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
Okay, would you rather be able to run a little Would You Rather Wednesday, surprise edition? Would you rather be able to run like Devin Hester or sing like Celine Dion?
I mean, it depends on what you want to do in life.
More money. I mean, they're paying her $2 million.
I don't even give a damn about money. Do you know the
here's the
flex
deal.
of
Here's
being
what you
the
have to
queen
remember.
of power ballads?
Is she
There's
the queen
people
of power ballads,
that, I mean,
though?
Celine Dion's an all-timer, but there's so many people on the streets of every major city that
Got
can
Whitney.
sing,
I know
incredible
you ain't
voices.
I know you ain't about to disrespect
if-
Celine like this, dog.
But if you're fast, you are like Devin Hester skills, you're going to play in the NFL for a long time.
Yeah, I'd rather run like Devin Hester.
You know?
Yeah.
You can sing until you can have stiff person syndrome and still sing.
Right.
Your Devin
But I will
Hester
say
speed's
this.
going to leave you, Tay-Tay.
She could sing forever.
Yeah, I don't even think it's close. But also, I just think I have like real fantasies about having a great voice.
Yeah.
'Cause if I did, I would be
wish I did.
insufferable.
Oh my gosh.
I'd just
I
be
would sing
singing
all the time.
24/7.
All right. Would you rather be the best singer on the planet, the best guitar player on the planet,
Ooh.
or the best actor on the planet?
See, like, I don't know, because the guitar playing is so badass. Like, Eddie Van Halen's the coolest person ever because he's, like, the best guitar player ever.
Could I substitute guitar for piano? And I would take piano.
Yeah, instrument. Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
Yeah,
I would
for
go
sure. I was just
piano.
thinking guitar would be the one that everyone would choose, but you're right. You like to tickle the ivories.
I just
You,
think
sir,
that
you can pick
like
piano.
yeah, I think you can do anything on a piano. I love listening to like concert pianists, and if you've ever seen one live, it's mind blowing. I would love the idea of getting together for a family Christmas, and everybody's drinking eggnog, and you just start playing the piano so everybody can sing Christmas carols.
Yeah.
That sounds fantastic. So yeah, give me the piano over everything.
Yeah, I think
I would go actor because every great actor and actress, think about it. It's almost like they teach themselves to be really good singers. How many times
Yeah,
have we
that's
seen
true.
actors and actresses kind of learn to sing and then end up in a movie singing?
You got to think about this. If you're an actor and actress, you're in the arts. So you came up in the
Yeah.
arts, right? You have
Right.
been in musicals growing up. Like you took vocal lessons.
Yeah.
You're generally not like the rest of us where we just assume, oh, you can sing or you can't sing. Like, yeah, everybody's going to have different natural starting abilities, but everybody can sing better than what they can currently. You would just need to take lessons and actually work on it. Like there's technique there and stuff, right? I've never done
and the best actors in the world can learn that way better than we can because they're acting how to sing.
Yeah, and they again, I think that they came up in it. Like rare is the actor that has not been in the in some musical somewhere along the way, such as myself, as I played Dean Yule in the 5th grade play Holly Claus.
I don't know for sure. It would be hard to imagine Jason Statham in a musical.
No, he
That
can
might
definitely
be
sing,
the
bro. He's
one
got
guy.
a beautiful voice. Jason Statham can absolutely sing.
Yeah, I'm with T-Bob on this one. No
The thing
question
is,
he
even
can.
if you can't sing, you still get cast because Russell Crowe was god awful in Les Mis, and yet he still got to play Javert. So Just be like big enough where you're going to make the movie money when you get cast.
I think I'd take guitar. Like, I'd be the best guitar player because everything about playing the guitar is badass. Like, when you're like shredding and just like headbanging, you look super cool.
Yeah, Jimmy Page.
You look so
comes
cool.
to mind. I mean, what John Mayer's done for the Grateful Dead.
Oof, watching John Mayer play live I've never seen a guitar played like that live. It was the most mind-blowing thing I've ever witnessed in my entire life.
I love a good guitar.
I do pick my melted body up off the ground. Would you rather be...
Do we have like a little song for this? Or
we used to have a Would You Rather Wednesday.
Yeah, we used to do it every Wednesday.
Would you rather be Daniel Jones or...
I'd rather be
a Cowboys fan.
Oh, Cowboys fan. It's not that bad, guys. It's bad in like December. That's about it. All the other years, it's
great in
months, it's
September,
not
though.
that bad.
I'd rather be Daniel Jones because you making $40 million a year.
Well, so here's the thing about the reason I put that in there. As a Cowboys fan, everyone else hates you. If you're Daniel Jones, your own team hates you. As the most recent episode of Hard Knocks that I watched last night, telling you guys right now, if Drake May would have went number 2 instead of Jaden Daniels, they would have traded up to grab Jaden Daniels. They said it about 5 times in last night's episode.
So Daniel Jones is just really, and he's addressed it. He's I'm sure during camp
they
he's been
talked to
asked
him about it,
questions
and they said, "Look,
it.
Daniel, you've missed 17 games the last 2 years. We didn't even get off to the start we wanted last year. Like, understand, like, we don't want to blindside you at anything, but like, this is something we're considering." They wanted to move up to 3 because they said, "We know Washington is not going to trade in the division." And then they were like, if Daniels is there, and then they found out that Washington was taking Daniels, and they're like, New England's probably not going to let us trade anyways.
Would you rather be a Giants fan or a Saints fan?
All time? Or like currently?
No, currently, like right now, like today.
Saints fan.
Giants. I mean, Giants are just bad.
But this supports our point, right? Is that like, yes, the Saints may be uninterested because they're mediocre, but built-in mediocre. Like, they have a much better foundation than the Giants to build upon. And the pathway for them to being playoff good is much clearer than the pathway to the Giants being playoff good. It's not that bad, Who Dat Nation.
T-Bob, would you rather be a Cowboys fan or a Chargers fan?
Chargers.
Do I gotta be honest here?
Ooh, you're about to say Cowboys.
Yeah. I think I'd rather be a Cowboys fan. Because if you're a Chargers fan, you're kind of lonely. Whereas if you're a Cowboys fan, and you have all the heartbreak and everything as well, but if you're a Cowboys fan, it does feel like you're a part of something bigger in some ways.
Misery loves company type situation?
Well, it's just like you're kind of a part of the club. Now, I hate the club. I'm a certified Cowboys hater from the outside looking in. But I can appreciate a good shared passion, right? Whether it's any of my nerdy pursuits, like anything kind of Comic-Con-esque, like that's kind of the same way that Cowboys fans are. And then you also get to watch your team be talked about constantly by everybody, which I'm sure feels good. So, yeah, I'd go Cowboys. A very begrudging Cowboys fan there.
I'd rather be a Chargers fan.
Spoken like a Cowboys fan.
Chargers got a new practice facility. They've got Harbaugh now, best uniforms in the NFL. They got a quarterback that actually they believe in and don't hate on like the Cowboys do Dak Prescott. There's more going for the Chargers now than there has been in the past.
How do we feel about Justin Herbert, Jake? You've always been a big Justin Herbert stumper. Where he's at kind of a weird spot right now. Where do we rank
It's a
Herbert?
big year for the boy. It's a big year for him.
It's a big year for the lad,
It's kind of a make it or break it. And I mean, you look at the receiver room. I mean, it's got a lot of question marks. You know, they brought our boy DJ Chark in there. So I hope he does well. Your number one's probably Joshua Palmer, former Tennessee wideout who had a good end of the year, but that's your one.
Hey.
The guy that you selected in the first round from TCU is now in the first round, by the way, is now 4th on the depth chart because he just hasn't done anything.
Yikes.
It's not a great room. So I don't know about the weapons for old Justin Herbert, and it's a big year for him.
Bigger year, biggest year. Joe Burrow, Justin Herbert, Trevor Lawrence.
Like, who's it more important for, or who has the biggest year?
No, like who needs it the most? Who needs to be good again the most? I guess Burrow's probably fine because he has a Super Bowl, even though he's gone. I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's Herbert. Because Trevor Lawrence, even though he's been okay at best, He's still 27-0. Herbert and the Chargers were up on Trevor Lawrence.
Right.
They came back and they beat him in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Herbert needs a big year. Like they need a playoff appearance. It doesn't have to be a run, but they need a playoff appearance because we've seen him in the playoffs have biggest meltdown maybe ever. If it's not the biggest, it's the second biggest.
I think it is.
To Trevor Lawrence.
Well, and Trevor just got paid. I mean, he got the bag about
So
a
did
month
Justin.
ago. So,
I mean,
yeah.
but all these guys, as we're talking about, just got paid.
Well, I mean, for Joe, can you get through a season and not get injured again? You're coming off a season where you were and you didn't play for the rest of it. I mean, it is a big year for all three of them, but I just personally think it's a really big year for Joe. He was on Barstool and he was talking about how, like, well, nobody talks about me because I haven't given them anything to talk about. I got to give them something to talk about this year. I mean, I've been injured. I haven't been in the news cycle, so
Burrow
hopefully
gets it.
he's
He ain't
locked
shying
in.
away.
Hopefully that bleached hair and that buzz cut, it means he's locked in.
That definitely means he's locked in. You don't do that. I mean, you fully know the expectation that you're throwing on yourself when you make a splash like that. I mean, he owned the internet for a day. Who has the better statistical year, Derek Carr or Aaron Rodgers?
Derek Carr.
Oh, Aaron Rodgers.
No, Derek Carr.
I don't know.
Wait, you talking about fully healthy, full seasons?
Oh, if they last a full season, Rodgers,
I didn't say
I'm
that.
just not sure
I
he
didn't
will.
say that.
Oh, okay. That's what I'm asking. I'm still going Aaron
You see what I'm
Rodgers.
doing here? Okay. I think CBS Sports chose the Jets to make the Super Bowl and win the AFC East. What'd you say, Taylor? Did you say DICK?
I did not. I said what?
Oh, never mind.
Very close, though.
What do you think? What do you think, Jake? Do you think the Jets win the AFC East?
No, I don't. I don't think they're going to be bad. They're not going to make the Super Bowl. Like, they've got some nice weapons. I mean, Brees Hall and Garrett Wilson, they've got some decent pieces. If Aaron Rodgers can stay healthy, the defense has a ton of great pieces. But I still think the Dolphins and Bills are ahead of them, right? I mean,
I would think so. I would think so.
That's a
I know
very
you're not a
good
big
division.
Josh Allen guy.
I think Josh Allen's a really good player. I don't think he's the top 3 quarterback that everybody just, okay, well, let's start with Mahomes and Josh Allen. I don't think he's in that conversation because when the biggest moments are there, he hasn't taken advantage of those, but he's still a fantastic quarterback. Like every team outside of like 5 would take him right now over their starting quarterback.
I wonder who the top 3 QBs would be right now. I mean, Mahomes obviously won, but who's 2, 3? Feels very up in the air.
Feels open.
It feels like we
very
thought.
open.
It feels like we thought we knew, but by hook or by crook, by injury or by a lack of win-juries, some guys have fallen off. So we'll see. All right, when we get back, today's NFL Star of the Day. More OTB coming up. Keep it locked.
Off the bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Go to All-Star Toyota of BatonRouge.com, All-Star Toyota of BatonRouge.com. You go to All-Star Toyota today, and, well, look, man, they're your one-stop vehicle shop. If you want a minivan, if you want a big old truck like the Tundra, they got you. Explore the new ones, the new EVs, okay? Your little hybrids. Excuse me, not full EVs, the hybrids, where you save a ton of money, man. I'm talking in this Sienna, I'm rolling over 30 miles to the gallon, my friends. Even more when I'm cruising on the interstate. And I don't have to sit there for like 20 minutes to charge it up. And look, whether you're looking to buy new or maybe you want a Toyota certified used vehicle where you still get great warranty coverage, you have peace of mind, but you get it at an excellent price. Maybe you need a lease for a few years. Either way, it's all there at All-Star Toyota, and they can custom order you anything that you want. That's how I ended up in not 1 but 2 murdered out minis. So go to allstartoyotabatonrouge.com, All-Star Toyota of BatonRouge.com.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
There's nothing chill about a hot, sweaty line. Unless you add Mountain Cold Refreshment. Coors Light. Choose chill.
At Relief Windows, we're more than windows. We're windows, doors, hardy plank, and vinyl siding. But our #1 product is always customer satisfaction. Visit us online at reliefwindows.com.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs. Even in the case of an after-hours emergency, the light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. For years, you've heard me tell you about Insurance Network of Louisiana, helping you find better coverage for less money. But it's not just for your home and auto. They also offer commercial properties. So, retail stores, professional offices like doctors, dentists, attorneys, clothing boutiques. Insurance Network of Louisiana can find you better coverage for less money. They service the entire state of Louisiana, and they're local. So call today at 293-0450 or lainsurance.net.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers, family, and friends for 50 years of success.
And looking forward to 50 more.
Farming is a way of life for us. It's not something we get up in the morning and dread going do. It's just something we go to bed at night looking forward to getting up to go do. John Deere equipment is what we as farmers strive to have. So it's in your blood, it's in your veins. It's just a part of who you are. Green is what we want to be in. The other tractors were acquired to patch it up to get to where you want to be. Where we want to be is in John Deere. Flip the switch.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
What's happening, y'all? Welcome back, OTB. Peter Burns just released a top 10 fast food restaurants list. Minute to get into that. But first, let's time for Tay-Tay's NFL Story of the Day.
It's time for Tay-Tay's NFL Story of the Day. Your daily dose of NFL news from Taylor Sharp.
So I got a little twofer for you today, both of them involving receivers.
Fingers
the first
crossed,
one,
guys.
do up.
Fingers crossed, guys.
The first one that you mentioned, of course, CeeDee Lamb not going to camp. He's still making $17.9 million this year, but with the run on these receiver contracts, Justin Jefferson completely reset the market. Jalen Waddle got a ton of money. Even Nico Collins got a huge contract extension. Amon-Ra St. Brown was in that number as well. You've kind of seen it with receivers lately, whether it's CeeDee Lamb, Jamar Chase. There's receivers all across the league that are waiting to be that next one to be paid. And CeeDee Lamb will miss at least the start of Dallas Cowboys training camp. And speaking of receivers,
So he's getting fined. He's taking the $50K a day.
Yeah, he did.
Okay.
He will not. He said yesterday he is not showing up, at least not for today. And look, they still got to pay Micah Parsons, who I think's getting paid first. They still got to pay Dak, who I actually don't think they're going to pay, but they got a lot of guys to pay.
So what do you
out
do
there.
with Dak then? You just let him play out this year and then it's bye-bye?
I don't know what their other option is. I mean, you can pay him now, but they've clearly shown they don't want to because they would have done it by now. So I don't know what other choice you have. But look, speaking of receivers, Michael Gallup, who just signed with the Las Vegas Raiders on April 30th, announced yesterday, one day before the Raiders' first day of training camp, that he's retiring at the age of 28. He just signed a one-year, $3 million deal. If you remember back in 2021, he tore his knee. Then he got a big deal from Dallas back in 2022. Never really regained that form, though, and he's calling it quits at 28 years old the day before training camp for the Raiders.
Yeah, we talked about it, man. You see these training camp retirements where you just know you don't got it anymore. You just don't. It's when it happens for some of these long-term vets. And I consider 6-7 years to be long-term. I think when you're growing up, you don't really have an appreciation of just how extreme that is. Okay, Taylor. That was kind of a boring stories of the day, but at least they weren't sad. So good on you there. Seriously though, so this is going to be the end of Dak.
I think it is. I mean, why haven't you paid him already?
Yeah.
I think they're trying to pay Micah Parsons. I think with the holdout of CeeDee Lamb, they're going to have to pay him next. I mean, Dak might be third in that pecking order, and how much money do you have to go around?
That's fair. But it's the quarterback. Can the quarterback ever be third?
I understand that, but it's just the way it seems from the outside.
Maybe okay, let's get ready. You're going to end up in a Derek Carr situation.
I have explained to you
there's a little bit of Ryan Day in this Dak Prescott ordeal.
I have explained to you my 100% irrational opinion when it comes to Dak Prescott, but I stick by it.
No,
when you
guys,
say, if the Cowboys get rid of Dak Prescott, who do they get? My answer is I don't care.
Guys, Bailey
Right,
is
careful.
having a great time back there, okay? In fact, she's having such a great time that instead of Ask the Bench, we're going to do Ask the Bailey today. So go ahead and get your questions in. Bailey is our high school intern. She is our youth correspondent. She has taught us about Skibbity and Ohio, text punctuation. Now she seems to be a bit cultured in that she knows many of the classics that we discuss on here. But you want to know anything about kids or the youth, this is your chance to talk to a high school teenager. This is all sounding the more problematic the more I speak this out loud.
In that costume too, it really.
But if you have any questions about how your child's brain works, this is a safe space. Get Ask the Bench, youtube.com/1045ESPN. Ask the Bailey. Coming up next here on OTB.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Get Gordon and get it done. 225-888-8888. Gordon McKernan Injury Attorneys. Your answer for when you get in an accident and you need somebody who's going to stand up to you, fight the big insurance companies, get you what you deserve. In fact, you go to getgordon.com. You can see real results from past clients, satisfied clients. And you probably could surmise that, well, you don't get all those billboards by not doing your job, right? By not making your customers happy, right? Also, I'd say to follow him on social media where you get great content with the Gordon himself. Kind of fascinating, man. Here he is, all this success. Wears his same old $39 watch that he used to back in college when he started doing triathlons. Still doesn't. Still wears the watch. Humble beginning. So look, the point is, you want to see some great content with your favorite athletes, members of the G Team. You want to join the G Team yourself? Well, you call 225-888-8888. Get Gordon, get it done.
Get the 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge app powered by Bayou Ford and tap the microphone icon to send us your thoughts in an audio message. Your message could be played on air during Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob, The Hunt Palmer Show, and after further review with Matt Moscone.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team. And backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
When it comes to ending cancer, we push forward, always working together for you. That's why our cancer experts at Ochsner have clinically integrated with MD Anderson Cancer Center. This means advanced cancer care, including access to life-saving clinical trials and integrating care to treat the whole you. Introducing Ochsner MD Anderson Cancer Center. Long live you.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
Farming is a way of life for us. It's not something we get up in the morning and dread going do. It's just something we go to bed at night looking forward to getting up to go do. John Deere equipment is what we as farmers strive to have. It's in your blood, it's in your veins. It's just a part of who you are. Green is what we want to be in. The other tractors were acquired to patch it up to get to where you want to be. Where we want to be is in John Deere. Flip the switch and learn more about what it means to be powered by sunshine at sunequip.com.
I've been doing business with Loomis for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
All right, let's give intern Bailey a microphone here.
Bailey, get a little close to it.
Ask the Bailey. Ask Bailey, did you ever cheat in high school? Have you ever cheated on a test? We're going to do academic cheating here. We don't need to know anything about your dating history. Academic cheating. What?
Probably.
Okay, wow, look at that. Hell yeah. Sounds like it's a real one, dude. I never cheated until I got to college, actually. Never cheated once in high school.
Big, though, right?
Yeah, nah, dude, nah. Like, man, hey, at least you're not flying a drone over your Olympic opponent's practices, okay? Ask Bailey, why do you hate Ohio?
It's not like me. It's like, I don't know.
It's like the culture.
Yeah.
The entire youth hates Ohio.
It's not her, it's them.
Yep. It's not me, it's you.
Ask Bailey, did your parents ever listen to OTB before allowing you to intern with T-Bob?
My parents never did, but my uncle listened.
Hell yeah. Shout out Bailey's uncle. Is that also a Vanderstruten?
No.
Did I get the last name right this time?
No.
What is it?
Van Hoogstraten.
Ah, Van Hoogstraten. I can never remember, dude. I get two. It's whatever. Ask Bailey. Oh, where was it? Have you taught T-Bob anything about geography since becoming an intern? She
No,
probably
but
knows more than me.
Maybe I should.
No, I
Probably
mean,
everyone in that room knows more than you.
yeah, okay, big deal.
What did he learn yesterday? That Ohio borders Kentucky?
Yeah, that's shocking.
Yeah, he didn't know that.
But like, here's the deal. It's like, you know how people used to be like, when am I ever going to use this math in real life, right? When am I ever going to use geography in real life?
Every
On
single
your
day.
morning
If
talk
you
show
drive
that we
anywhere?
ridicule you for not knowing.
No. I got a GPS. Okay, guys. Ask Bailey, what new app is the youth using nowadays?
I don't know. I mean, TikTok's pretty big.
Did Be Real ever take off? I feel like it had a couple months where people were into it.
I think that's kind of faded out.
Yeah. So TikTok remains the king.
Yeah, I think so.
Ask Bailey. This is a father asking, is it okay for me, he's talking about him, is it okay for me to walk my youngest son into his dorm room next month when he moves away to college?
I think it is.
Okay. Not going to embarrass him. That's great. Ask the bench, is T-Bob performing Stolen Valor with this outfit? No,
Yes.
guys, I think it's clear that I am not an actual naval captain. I think satire is such that you can, like, you know, if it's obvious, then it's satire, right? Like, Stolen Valor is if you're actually trying to benefit off of or have people think that you are a veteran. I don't think anybody is tuning in and thinking that I'm a naval veteran. Seaman? Yes. Naval veteran? No.
You're not wearing it out in public either. Like, I think you're okay.
Kind of public. It is on video. Ask Bailey, do kids still go to malls?
Yes.
Really?
I've gone to the mall within like past week.
What do y'all do?
I don't know. Just hang
That's actually
out.
the perfect answer. That's how everybody's experience at a mall was growing up. What do you do? I don't know.
And like
Just
go
gonna
get
hang out.
like Auntie Anne's.
Hell yeah. I was going to ask you what your favorite food court shop was.
I do like Auntie Anne's.
Yeah. How about that? How do you feel about mall Chinese?
I would rather Panda Express.
Yeah, hell yeah. That's what I mean. Yes. Panda Express Chinese is.
I think that's probably one of the best.
That's my girl. See? Look at that, guys. The youth, they're all right. They're all right, guys. Favorite shop in the mall to actually buy stuff from?
I don't really know.
What do
It's
y'all
like-
do at the malls, Bailey? You
You just like walk around.
I guess it's true. I forget when you're younger, you need a place to just like hang out where like parents won't be around you and everything.
What mall did you hang out at, T-Bob, growing up?
Discover Mills.
Okay.
At first it was North Point, but then it ended up being Discover Mills, which had a Medieval Times right next door.
Oh, God. You
How about
probably
that?
lived in there.
Yeah, I did, dude. And a movie theater. And it had like a walking path that was like a mile or two. So we would just do laps. We just hang out and do laps.
I didn't even think about, I mean, our movie theaters growing up in Shreveport were in South Park and St. Vincent Mall. Like,
Yeah.
you're exactly right. Yeah, it's where we went to the movies.
Ask Bailey, what can an almost 40-year-old aunt and uncle do to be considered fun to hang out with by their high school age niece? What would you want your aunt and uncle to do with you to make you have fun?
I don't know. I mean, I think they're fun hanging out. Like my aunt and uncle, I have fun just hanging out.
Oh, really? Just kicking it?
Yeah.
What about like if they were like, hey, we want to go to Blue Bayou today? Would you be into that?
Not Blue Bayou.
Okay.
I'm not a big Blue Bayou.
What would be why not? You're a swimmer.
I don't trust big. I don't trust.
Are you freaked out by the amount of pee in the water?
Sure.
I mean, I feel like I feel like swim teams, that's like kind of par for the course, probably. I would have to imagine at least. Hashtag Ask Bailey. Do you know what a Spencer's gift shop is?
I do. I've seen them.
Okay.
I don't really go into them.
Go in it one time. Go
Let's
check
pray
it out.
for
It's
the
very
best.
aggressive. It's going to make you uncomfortable.
Okay, perfect.
A lot of like Calvin, speaking of pee, like Calvin sticker of him peeing on things. You probably don't know about Calvin and Hobbes though, do you?
I do.
Oh, look at that. Here I am. When you assume you make an ass of you and me. I should have known. Hashtag Ask Bailey. Xbox or PlayStation? You don't care?
Neither.
Do you play any video games? No, you don't care?
No.
Hell yeah. All right, there it is. Bailey, great work.
Thank you.
High school intern Bailey continuing to be our youth correspondent here on OTB. We will be back with more Off the Bench tomorrow. Love you. See you then. Bye-bye.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Go to Aggitemp Baton Rouge, AggiTempBR.com, AggiTempBR.com. For all your AC, heat, and electrical needs, you go to Aggitemp of Baton Rouge and get that service to the highest degree. Y'all take control of your comfort zone. You can do it in a plethora of different ways with Aggitemp. One of the ways is a Star Club membership where basically it's a flat fee that you pay per month, but they stay on top of everything for you year round. They come out and check out your systems without you even have to like line anything up. They help you avoid any major issues down the road. So you don't need, you don't have those catastrophic like full replacements, everything. It's worth exploring. Also, if you want a whole home generator, I know storm season is here. You want to protect you and your family. Maybe you're an outdoorsman. You got a freezer full of meat, whatever the case may be. Whatever you need a generator for. Again, AgTemp is your answer. They give you a free estimate. Have them come out to your home today and experience why they have a 4.9 Google review rating. Go to AgTemp Baton Rouge.
Érase una vez un Infinity, diseñado para despertar tu imaginación y desafiarte a soñar, con 3 lujosas filas de asientos. El totalmente nuevo Infinity QX80 de 3 filas.
The Windsor Senior Living Community in Mandeville, Louisiana is a beautiful, vibrant apartment community geared towards seniors. They are nestled right in the heart of Mandeville, where seniors live a more carefree lifestyle in spacious apartments with the peace of mind that comes from having a little extra help. Call the Windsor at 985-624-8040 to schedule a lunch and tour. Come see how the Windsor can be your passport to peace of mind.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers, family, and friends for 50 years of success.
And looking forward to 50 more.
Farming is a way of life for us. It's not something we get up in the morning and dread going do. It's just something we go to bed at night looking forward to getting up to go do. John Deere equipment is what we as farmers strive to have. It's in your blood, it's in your veins. It's just a part of who you are. Green is what we want to be in. The other tractors were acquired to patch it up to get to where you want to be. Where we want to be is in John Deere. Flip the switch and learn more about what it means to be powered by sunshine at sunequip.com.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
I've been doing business with Loomis for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.